Good evening, everybody. Sorry for my late attendance. Traffic in the city of Lowell can be challenging at times. Wednesday, February 22nd, 2023. City of Lowell Board of Parks meeting agenda. Welcome, everybody. The sign-in sheet been going around? People have it? Okay. All right. When you're asked to speak, can you please go up to the mic and everything? Thank you, we appreciate that. Okay. Number one, we're gonna skip, is that correct? Okay. Jacqueline Coles, please. Jacqueline Coles. Welcome.
Good evening. Is it on? Oh, good evening. My name is Bridget Anderson Trim. I'm here on behalf of Jacqueline Coles. We're working together.
Okay.
And so we are requesting to use Muldoon Park on June 18th for our second annual Juneteenth event, which is a community event, free, open event, to really just celebrate the freedom of African Americans in the United States and celebrating when African Americans were finally informed that they were freed from slavery. So what we do is we have some different activities and games. We'll have some different information booths from different organizations to come out and talk about what their organizations provide to the community, most specifically the BIPOC community. And it's like a family-friendly event, sort of kind of like a family reunion for the community.
So this is your second event?
Yes.
And how did it go last year?
I think it went really good. We had some kayaking and canoeing. We got a lot of people. We were able to give out a lot of information packets that we had put together about different things related to Juneteenth, as well as like the history of the Black National Anthem and some arts and crafts activities and things like that for the children as well.
Well, good. You look to improve on it this year, I would assume.
Yes.
Okay. And what do you need from us?
What we need from you is access to the park and if possible, and also to know if it would be necessary for us to have any specific licensures or anything like that to have vendors at the event.
Okay. Are you cooking at the event?
We will be providing food at the event, but we'll be cooking off-site.
Okay, all right, so you don't need, and alcohol?
No alcohol.
Okay, all right. So I don't think there'd be any other licenses that I'm aware of, gentlemen? Okay.
No.
No, I think everything sounds pretty good. Tables and chairs, you provide your own, whatever, we don't provide?
Yes, we provide our own.
Okay.
Is there any way for us to get access to maybe porta potties?
You'd have to get those on your own.
No problem. Okay.
Okay, yeah. We used to be in that business years ago, but it became too many issues.
Got it. And I just wanted to ask, since you asked about food on site, is there any special rules for if we did want to cook any food on the site for like grilling or anything?
Yeah, you would not be able to use, you'd have to use charcoal. No propane would be allowed.
Okay.
Okay, that's all.
Awesome. No
If you
problem.
are gonna cook on site, just let the local fire department know what you're doing.
Yes.
Okay, so they can lend assistance or let you know what's going on.
Okay. No problem.
Okay? All right, any questions or concerns?
Nope.
Yes.
The only thing is just because vendors, I don't know, you can try development services. I can let Jacqueline know, just because I've been emailing her, like I can send their phone number just to make sure that like the vendors don't have to do anything safer than sorry. I don't think they will, but I don't know for sure, so.
Okay.
But I'll send
yes.
her the number just in case tomorrow.
No problem. That's perfect.
Thanks.
Thank you.
How many people do you expect there?
I think last year we had about 100 people, so I'm expecting this year maybe 150 to 200.
Wow, where are they gonna park?
A lot of people, didn't really drive there. We didn't really have a parking issue. A lot of people live locally or were coming from other events as well because there were a lot of events going on that day. So I think, between public transportation, people living locally, it kind of just worked out. Also, because it's over a couple hours, everyone doesn't have to come at the same time. So it's kind of like, people come in waves.
Anyone else?
Yeah, quick question. So you're on here as a resident of Delphi, but my guess is that because it's family friendly, there was no permit fee for you last year. Is that correct?
I'm not exactly sure. No, I believe she did pay a permit fee. I'm not 100% sure. I would have to double check with Jacqueline. She did this part of it last year.
75 or something,
I think that makes sense.
right?
I'm okay with
It's
that.
up to you.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the dates and times for a fee of $75.
I'll
Okay.
second that.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Good luck. Have a good time.
Thank you.
Daisy Delgado, please. Daisy Delgado, welcome.
Thank you. Hi, I'm looking to rent Shed Park on May 27th. I'm hoping to do a fundraiser in my son's honor on his behalf. He died in a motorcycle accident back in August. He was a graduate of Greater Lowell Vocational School in the auto tech department. So the funds raised will go to the auto tech to help the students get their uniforms that the school doesn't provide.
That's nice. You sorry to hear about the loss of your son.
Thank you.
And what type of activities, you said a
We're
barbecue?
yeah, we're gonna be cooking, having raffles, and serving food. There'll be a DJ on site.
How do you plan on cooking the food?
Charcoal. I've rented the place many a times. I know it's charcoal only.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. So you're well aware of
Yep.
things, Daisy. What other questions you have for us?
No questions at all.
Okay. Any questions or concerns?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
is it possible to waive the fee except the custodian fee?
Appreciate that.
It's a fundraiser for local kids.
Yeah,
It is,
it's-
yes, for the
yeah,
Little
since
Little
the
Tech.
primary is
And
gonna
I
be-
work at AAA, and AAA is going to be sponsoring a table there for us as well.
Oh, okay. So what fee are you looking to
The
waive?
residence adult fee, it's $100, 2 hour block for 4 hours. I
Right.
understand, please understand, if we hire a custodian.
I
we
know.
have to pay the custodian,
I'm okay with that.
Okay,
Okay,
so if we can waive the fee if it's possible, Mr. Chairman,
okay. Is that the motion?
I'm making the form of a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay. The total fee would be $240 then.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
No,
Have a great night.
no, no, no.
Not even voted yet. Okay, any other questions or concerns?
Nope.
Shannon? Good?
Good.
Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. You're all set.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Have a
Good
great
luck.
night.
All right. Pamela LaRock, please. Pamela LaRock. How did you know you were next?
Hello. Well, I was tracking the agenda on my phone.
Oh.
I'm Rebecca Ladino. I'm standing in for Pamela Rock, but I'm from Coalition for a Better Acre.
Okay.
And there's another relevant item on the agenda item 12, for Pamela Miller, from Coalition for a Better Acre, just FYI, but I can wait also.
Okay.
I just wanted to
All
draw
right,
your
so let's
attention.
deal with item,
I'm representing both.
please. And your name again was?
My name's Rebecca Ladvino.
Okay, you have that?
You want me to spell it, the last name? No.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So this one is for the use of, wait, where we are? Oh, Kearney Softball Field for the Roberto Clemente League of Lowell to do their baseball practice.
Baseball practice. From 3 to 7? Every Friday?
Pretty much, maybe around the holiday not, but yeah.
Are there any conflicts that will arise during that period of time that we're aware of?
So they came
Friday.
last month and got Monday through Thursday, and then I think weekend. So she had said that they were just trying to find a coach for Friday, so she'd be back this month. So no. But she came last month.
All right, so you already have it from April 7th to August 25th, from Monday through Thursday. Now you want the whole week?
I guess they do, correct, yeah.
That's pretty aggressive.
I guess.
Um,
Got a growing league.
Pardon?
We have a growing league,
Oh,
so
that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you're gonna be playing the whole summer, right up to August 25th?
I believe so.
Those guys do. Absolutely.
I'm not super familiar with the baseball schedule, though. Yeah.
Okay, that's. you
So I
looking
don't want
for
them just to take the
softball.
permit for the whole summer and not use it.
They play late in the summer, especially when they practice for their away tournaments.
You concerns, Tommy?
That was the only thing. I just questioned why they'll go until August 25th. Most days are done by the end of June.
Okay. All right. Any other questions or concerns?
I have some, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Now, I know Maria's not here. You're right, Maria. Is it their intent to play most of their games now from the Roberto Clemente baseball field, which is about at the
At Cummins-Ellis Park.
They now transferring most of their games
Yes.
to North Common?
Yes.
Okay.
And I believe they've had previous conversations, I'm not sure with who,
'Cause the last time I spoke with her.
about that.
As you know, I'm involved with the youth.
Yes.
She was trying to use both fields.
Yeah. Oh, okay. As far as I know, from what I heard, but a couple of weeks ago, it was just at North
At
Common.
this point? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least they have lights there.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why they were hoping to move.
We're working on a bathroom.
Oh, wonderful! Thank you so much. It's so
Bathhouse-
great. I love that. That
Bathhouse will
great
be
park.
open, but not this year.
Wonderful.
We have to use a porta potty.
Thank you.
You good, Keith?
I am. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I'll make a motion to approve the date and time with no fee.
I'll second it.
Further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Want to go to item 12 for her while she's up
Yeah,
there?
while you,
We can.
thank you.
This is. I don't want to take.
Item 12. Okay, Pamela Miller, Coalition for Better Acre Community Events. Okay, we've got.
Yeah. So these are.
Got North Common, we've got 3 items I want to take one at a time, if I may.
Sure.
Okay, and hopefully all 3 are still in vogue.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. CBA Annual Acre Cleanup for Saturday, May 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how many years they've been cleaning it up?
Less than 40, but more than 30. I feel like it's like 34 or something. We can't get the right date on the first cleanup.
Okay. And that's on May 6th from 8 to 2.
And they clean up in the morning and then like a cookout in the afternoon
Oh, okay.
at lunchtime.
Right. And you're aware of the cookout rules? and
Yes,
restrictions,
we use it every year.
What would you need from us or from Shannon that might be available, barrels or anything? Shannon?
Barrels, and I mean, not to clean up, I mean, we like to, before each of these events, these are sort of CBA's 3 signature events of the summer and spring, just to have folks go through for needles, especially before the cleanup,
Okay.
because it just takes, and then other than that, usually just a little tidying of barrels before the event. I don't think we have all of our tables and tents and I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Yeah. And we do the porta potty usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We've been doing this for a long time, so they have
I know.
it all.
I think it's great.
Figured out.
To do that. Okay, item A, get a motion on that?
I'll make a motion to accept the times and date with no fee.
Second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. You're all set.
Thank you
on
so
the
much.
annual acre
No, no, no,
cleanup.
no, no.
Wait, you got 2 others to go.
We got 2 others.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I thought we were doing the batch. Okay.
Okay.
Apologies.
CB, Annual Acre Fest Resource Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, June 10th, 2023. Okay. What is that and?
So it's a resource fair. CBA invites community organizations, human services and health organizations from around the community, and we also try to get a lot of community members there to just match them up so they can learn about all the different the wealth of resources we have in our community. It usually draws about 150 to 200 folks. Yeah, and it's also part of our Neighbor Works Week. We're part of a nationwide consortium of community development corporations. So it's sort of a community outreach special project to build community engagement and connection.
And one of the, this is great. I also ask why it's about so other people get to know. what it is.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. A lot of events that people have citywide, they're not well known.
Mm-hmm.
Some other.
Thank you.
The city could learn from various departments. Okay, we have a motion.
Make a motion to approve the date and time requested, no fee.
Second it.
Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries, you're all set. Okay, item C, National Night Out Event, Saturday, August 1st, from 2 to 8.
This is a fun one. This is very family friendly. It's a partnership with police, fire departments, and EMTs, all first responders, and they come out and bring their trucks and the dogs, and then we have lots of games and activities, food, popcorn, music, and we just have a good time, and everyone gets to hang out together and have fun and eat.
And National Night Out's been going on for a long time.
Yeah, it's and it's national, so that's the date. It's the first.
Do you need anything from us on that?
No,
I know some years there's been a question, and some there hasn't, so.
no, it's just like maybe the barrels and a little bit of the park cleanup, but I don't think.
Okay. Okay. Any questions or concerns?
I'll make a motion to accept the time and dates and no fee.
Seconded.
We get a second, further discussion?
Actually, I want to bring up, you mentioned Saturday. It's actually August 1st. Doesn't look like it's a Saturday.
It's a Tuesday, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I looked at that and I said, I was like, maybe they moved it to Saturday and didn't tell me. Tuesday is correct.
So you want it to be Tuesday?
I do want it to be Tuesday, but whatever August 1st
Yeah.
As long as the
is.
date's right.
The date's
As
right,
long as
just
you
the
know the
dates.
dates
It's always it's usually the first Tuesday of August, so I was
I
like,
always remember it was during the week.
yeah, it's Tuesday
All
night.
right.
Okay.
Now I gotta double check, because I don't know if I messed up or
If they put in
yeah, so
the
I'll
wrong
double check,
date.
but as long as it is the Tuesday date.
It's the Tuesday of the
It's
first.
probably someone besides you.
No, it was probably me, because the first two were Saturdays,
So that's gonna interfere with the softball we just, because they got it to the 25th, right?
These are the stages. They don't play baseball.
Yeah,
on
they-
Oh, this is, okay, this is.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is the
This takes precedent over almost
Okay.
everything anyway.
They're different locations.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, now you can leave.
Should motion to make Tuesday a Saturday.
Thank you very much.
See if that works.
Good luck with your events. Okay, we're going back. Thalia Pimento, please. Thalia Pimento.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. What can we do for you?
So I am here to, I'm assuming, appeal a fine. I'm not 100% sure how to just explain that, but, so I rented I came to get a permit last May, possibly,
Okay.
to rent out the Shed Park Pavilion. I was hosting my sister's gender reveal, last year, and, I got approved for it. I never paid the fine, and then I ended up just not hosting the reveal there.
A fine?
It was
Permit.
a
Permit.
permit fee.
Permit
Sorry,
fee,
the permit
okay.
fee. So I never paid the permit fee, and we never used the pavilion.
Oh.
And then I ended up getting an invoice to pay the permit fee,
Okay.
and I never ended up using it, so I wasn't aware that I was still supposed to pay the fee, even though I didn't use it. It was my first time ever coming to rent out anything, so I'm kind of new to this stuff.
Did you notify that you didn't use it?
No,
Okay.
I didn't.
And what was the reason why you didn't use it?
So we decided, because funds were a little tight at the time, so we just kind of decided to do it at my house.
Oh, all
Yeah.
right. And where was the request for what park?
Shed Park Pavilion.
Okay,
It was for last year.
all right,
Yeah, it was for last July, end of July.
okay. Now, one of the biggest reasons why we have them is that's a very popular place, it's rented. If somebody came in afterwards that you had and we had approved yours, we would not give it out to them.
Yeah.
So I don't know if something came in afterwards. Okay, if somebody came in afterwards and we said, no, it's proven it's been rented, all right, then you're responsible for the fee. Okay, that's why we tell people, if you want to change something, notify us immediately. Okay. Do we know if there was any action on that afterwards, Haley? Or we have to check?
If people put in for it.
Yeah,
They can't, because once it's issued on the website, it's blocked off.
all right. So we don't know. And it is a very popular. All right.
Actually, I have a question.
Yeah.
So, obviously not as much pertaining to this in particular, but if someone rents something out, there's a permit fee that's generated. Do they have up until the day before the event to pay it, or can they pay it in advance? So if something like this, if say a month prior to, you could reach out and say, hey, you haven't paid your permit fee, then maybe that would have jogged, oh, we're not going to use it. It almost like releases it again. So what's the policy on
I
that?
think you'd have to have it the month before, so people would know it's available. Like, once you close it off, people go and look at the space, it's not there.
Right.
So
what's the
as
deadline
of
on
right
that? Is that my
now,
correct?
well, as of right now, like in here, basically it's like once you book it, you're expected to pay for it.
Okay.
But if the city cancels it because of like weather or something.
Sure.
Then we could do like a credit or refund, but that's also something I want to talk about with the policy book
Let's say
stuff and then
that's,
city
we're
council.
sort of alluding to
and-
what we're talking about at the end.
Yeah.
Right.
This is an example of that.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
being the pavilion, did we have, because we had approved the permit,
Yep.
did we have a custodian on? Since there was no call to let us know they were canceling, did we have to hire a custodian? Normally we do when we're using
I
the
think there
pavilion.
was one. I think you guys were saying you were gonna have custodian on that day. I think, but I'm not.
That's a tough part, Mr.
If we hired a custodian, we still have to charge him.
Yeah.
We paid someone to be there for your event, and you decided not to show up. Unfortunately, that's your responsibility,
Okay.
okay? A lot of these things, and hopefully everybody else, if you can get to us as soon as possible, we can work with you. Okay, somebody else might have wanted that. Do you remember what type of day it was? Was it a beautiful sunny day, or was it pouring rain and snow and ice and sleet?
Probably
I
have a
think it was
historic, probably
sunny.
gonna have snow and sleet on July
Yeah.
I
30th.
think. I know I had a canopy up.
It does make it very difficult for us,
Okay.
okay?
All right.
So we have to make a
We
motion.
have to make a motion,
I'll make a motion to decline the request.
okay?
I'll second it.
Second. Okay. Further discussion? All in
I
favor?
have one question.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I noticed that the fee we charged was $170.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the fee for 4 hours for a custodian? Because I see something on number 3 that the custodian fee is
Right.
$120. Are we charging,
You could probably take $50 off that, because that's.
can we take the
permit fee.
$50 off and just charge it for the custodian fee?
Okay,
Okay, giving her a mulligan on that one.
okay, so
It's
now,
not much, but we have to pay for a custodian fee for,
right.
especially if it's on
The permit fee
regular
was
work hours.
probably 50, and then the custodial fee was 120, is that what you're alluding to?
Yeah,
Keith?
that's
Yes,
what,
sir.
Okay,
That works.
all right, so you want, so the motion, who made the motion?
I made the motion.
Okay. You want to
So
leave
make
it
the
at
request,
170, or do you
one-
want?
120 would be good,
Okay,
because we had to pay that custodian that day.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say, yeah.
all right. Okay, so all in favor to keep the outstanding balance, we waive 50 to 120? Is that the understanding?
That's correct.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, thank you.
I just have a quick question. Would I get a new invoice with the amount on it, or do I just use the current one?
You would just log into your account and then pay it online.
Okay,
so.
perfect.
But I'll, hopefully tomorrow, depending on if we're coming in, I don't know about weather-wise
Yeah.
yet, but at least tomorrow, if anything, by like Monday.
Okay,
too,
that's
so.
fine. I'll keep a lookout. Thank you.
All right,
In
thank
the
you.
Have a good one.
In the future, if you just know prior to, that way if we have enough time to tell the custodian that, just to tell the custodian we don't need you, then there normally wouldn't be a fee.
I realize it's a tough situation.
Yeah, thank you. Hate to see
Yeah. Someone worked, right?
Yeah, somebody worked, you have
If it
to
was
pay
just
them.
another park, then no
Right.
problem.
All right, let's see, we're gonna go down to Joanne Downing.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm from the Bartlett School, and we're looking to go to Shed Park for our all-school field trip
Okay,
on June 13th.
okay. This is an annual event?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, we've been there, I'm going to say 4 times in the last 6 years, maybe.
Okay, all right.
I do have a question about the pavilion, because the pavilion was blocked off online so I couldn't ask to use that. And I'm not sure if that's, like, it looks like it's always blocked off. But now I'm seeing that other people rent the pavilion, so.
So there are permits out there right now that have come in between the high school and then I think like the recreation department and then, so most of the time, and youth organizations use different parts. So the pavilion, if you go on like the calendar, you'll see that if it is blocked off, that means there is a permit for it. So it
Yeah.
wouldn't let you submit a request. So if it's not available, that's,
So this is 8 to 2 on a Tuesday.
yeah, but if it was blocked off, then that means, like the recreation department, we have summer programs because I work in the recreation department, so I assume, oh, well, that's June. I don't know. I'd have to look on the calendar and see what it is, but it's probably permitted if it's not available. That's the thing.
Okay, would we have access to the bathrooms?
Yeah, they should be open.
Yeah, bathrooms will definitely be open.
Okay. And then I know I have to email somebody about the splash pad.
That'd be
Shannon?
great.
Yeah, okay. So I just have to do that
Yep.
ahead of time. Okay. Is there a way of finding out about the pavilion?
I'm gonna check right now. if you
Because we kind of have a little
1 second.
dance party in that area as one of our stations.
Yeah, Tuesday during the week.
Unless there's another school,
Yeah.
but then
I know
these
there's
wouldn't
an
have been.
exercise class that uses the pavilion during the week.
I've never seen them come for a permit though.
I've never seen it.
I mean, our website's never wrong about anything, so.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
On the online system, is it possible to get a map of, well, I'm going to say Shed Park only. Like, I'm not familiar with that park. So if there was a map that, and sometimes the fields are called one thing in one place. And if you Google the map of Shed Park, you get some information about this park is called this here, but it might be called this there. Some locals call it one thing, but it might not be that way online. So is that a possibility at some point in the future to get a map? It's like to know which baseball field is which baseball field. Like I have to survey the staff that live in Belvedere.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I can put a message in to see if we can work with
Right.
you guys.
Thank you.
Peter, but, in terms of the permit, it's a rain date for a previous permit, so I don't know
Yeah.
what you want to do about that. That's not my
Might be
call.
another school.
Another
then.
school.
But it's not available, yeah.
Okay.
How many
Okay.
baseball fields do you have over there? There's only two, right? One downstairs and one up top.
One up, well, they're the senior league too.
Oh, yeah, the senior, that's great.
See, they have names, we call them upper and lower.
Right,
Right? But that's not what they're called online.
it looks like all the fields that you have on this are all down the lower.
Right,
fields.
but I have to work hard to figure that out.
No, you make a lot
I
of
think,
sense.
I think
That
that's
makes
I think
sense.
that's a great point, because if you're not from, that,
Makes it hard for me to understand.
Absolutely.
I can imagine how you're dealing with it.
Yeah.
when you see these names, you're like, I'm not sure which one came.
I don't know either. I know it's the up and the lower, that's all I know it from.
I know what that, what I'm
All
saying.
right.
But I don't, I know
That's a rain
Was it
date for a
Finnegan?
previous
No,
school that we have.
Gallagher and
Gallagher.
And
Page.
you have options to
They're
another
only
date.
two.
Right.
No.
Oh, that's like Yale Park.
No, we would go rain or shine
Always technically senior league.
Seen it, okay.
because the kids will play outside in the rain, the splash pad, they're getting wet anyway.
Right.
I guess, is there a way of finding out ahead of time if it's like even up to the week before, if it's going to be used?
So I don't have any authority, I'm just their secretary, so it just, and the way the process works is you'd have to put it in by the deadline and come back to their meeting, so you'd have to come in like May to see if they're, but even then, like, I don't have an answer for that.
Okay, if it's empty, we could use it, right? Maybe? Okay.
Right. And in the meantime,
I'll ask
you can look
permission
to see if
later.
Another date might work for you, and we'll see what we got available here.
No, this is good. We'll figure it out.
It sounds like the other person who rented it is most likely another school, because during the day in June, it's.
But that's the only piece that they're renting, right? They don't have any other part of the park.
No, the number 8 is field day there for the June 5th and the 6th. It's the same fields with the pavilion.
Oh, yeah, we don't.
So if it's just a rain date for another field day for another school, I don't know if we can see that on the system. Can you see that on the system? Who it is, Haley?
Yeah, I
Yeah, you
can,
can.
but, like, I'm not supposed to disclose that.
Well,
We could maybe
Mr.
have those
Chairman?
schools work together.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
Uh,
Mr. Rudy.
In most cases, when we get the school using, they don't just use the pavilion, they use the whole field, as we'll see in the two other requests going down. So I'm assuming if it's a rain day from another school, they want to use I'm assuming they probably want to use the whole park.
Right, I
And not just using the pavilion. So I think what we're trying to say, maybe that might, if that's the case, and the secretary's gonna check, it probably wouldn't be a good day for you to go there, because if the school is going to be using, if the school is using that as a rain day, and they're
Using
using the
everything.
pavilion, they're probably gonna be using the whole facilities.
Okay, but they didn't sign up for the whole field.
But what she's saying is she's gonna check and see exactly, so I think you have to be in communication with the secretary to find out. Is that right, Mr. Chairman? On whether or
That's
not
correct,
that
right.
is actually being
We'll have to
utilized that
find
day.
out.
Because I'd hate to see you come from all the way to Bartlett to Shed Park and then find out there's another group using it. I don't.
Yeah,
want
that would-
to happen. We don't want that to happen.
No.
Right.
So we need to have better communication between you and the secretary to find out, in fact, what is going on that day as a rain day. If in fact it's not being used, then the Bartlett.
I mean, I guess the question is, are they just using the pavilion or do they plan on using the whole park?
In
And
most cases, when they come here before us as a school, they're using all the facilities,
they use
just as you
everything.
are. We have two other requests tonight to use the facility, same facility, they're using the whole park.
okay, but if
They
you,
don't, most cases, when a school's using the facilities at Shed Park, they don't just use the pavilion. That's usually at the end of the day, when they're doing the events, after they've done their events.
They're using the fields around it, that's what they want.
yeah, so for future reference, I can only sign up for the pavilion instead of going through all of the,
No, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that normally when a school, like the Bartlett,
yeah?
my old alma mater, okay? When a school wants to use Shed Park, they normally want the whole field. They want the
Yeah.
fields, especially in the lower end. They don't want
Yep.
the upper field, in most cases. And they usually have the pavilion for the end of the day. Either they have the food at the end of the day, the medals, or whatever they're giving out. That's the normal process. So what I'm saying, if the pavilion's taken that day, then there's a good chance that the
They're
whole
taking
park might
everything.
be being used.
Okay, so I don't understand why it's like all of these
Request?
all of these locations in the park were available on the website.
But I think what she's telling us now, it was probably a rain date. And we ask people sometimes to put in a rain date, because the day you put in, if it's not utilized and you give us a rain date, you have that field for the rain date. So you don't have to come back to us and say, oh geez, well, I didn't know it was gonna rain that day, so now I'm out. No, we normally would tell someone, do you have a second date, a rain date? In case it rains the day of your initial permit, then you're all set for your second day as well.
And as you had pointed out earlier, we're gonna have to go back and kind of identify the areas a little bit better so people will know. Okay?
Okay,
And so right now,
I mean,
that is not available to you.
the whole thing is not
No,
available?
no, just the pavilion.
Just the pavilion. Okay, but,
No,
sorry,
just
so now,
the-
but we're
we have
also
to check
saying
with
that
the
it's,
people that are using it, what they intend to use. If they think their permit says they've got everything, as
she said-
usually what happens, then they have everything. So we're gonna have to kind of redefine or check with them. Is that correct?
Can I,
Well, yes and no. If they had everything, she wouldn't have been able to put in for the other parts of the pavilion. I mean,
Okay.
the other parts of Shed Park. Like, when you go on the website, it shows what is available, either the park overall, or you can section it by like space. But that, I just checked, they have the pavilion, just the pavilion rented, but I believe they intend to use the
Right,
splash
That is
pad.
my intention.
I was about to say,
But I don't
There was
know-
a school that wanted the pavilion and the splash pad, and this was
But
their
if they
rate.
don't use the pavilion and then day of there's conflict, I don't know.
This is for June. We're now in February. We have time to work this out. We have time to communicate with them, to ask them what they intend on using, and then get back. So I would suggest you could come back at our next
Are we able to
monthly
connect the
meeting.
two
And we will
users
try to do that.
offline? Can you email them both? Like, can you figure this out?
That's,
I
this
think
is
that
like
makes
so out of my wheelhouse.
okay.
I don't, okay, I mean, is it possible for me to just email with somebody to find out?
No, we have to.
You
show
have
up.
to
We
do it.
People that, we don't do it that way.
Okay.
I
Okay,
want to make sure that nobody is being slighted, and nobody is not getting what they originally thought they wanted. And that's the procedure we've always used. Okay?
okay, so when's the next meeting? And,
The last Wednesday of the month.
Mr. Chairman? can I-
Yes.
Sorry if I ask you a question. Now, Joanne, you put it for June 13th. Would there be a problem if you would amend it to June 14th? But if we had nothing going on, you would do it on June 14th, or is that?
yeah, we probably have something else happening at
Okay.
school that day.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and you can check to see if you can switch. Sometimes it's an easy switch with the school.
Okay, so if I can switch, I have to go on the website, go through the process, and then come back here again.
Correct.
They would have to give up that permit date, because you guys already approved it last month,
The 14th.
the 13th, as their rain date.
Right.
So if they can put a new rain date in,
No, we got some communication stuff to do, that's all. She's talking about if she, as Keith had said, instead of having it the 13th, they do it, that's Tuesday, they do it Thursday, which would be the 15th. If they request us to pick their numbers using the 15th, then they can use it, correct?
yes, but she just said they probably have something that week,
Okay,
so.
So she's gonna
ideally-
have to check with her school, 'cause we're not making that decision here. If you, right now, as it stands, if you're requesting June 13th, if we had someone else that's requesting it, the answer would be no.
Joanne, can I give you a little hint in the future? Try to pick 2 dates, just to be safe. Pick your 2 dates. So you already have knowledge of the school, when you have events going on, when not, so when you have some open dates, pick 2 dates to be safe.
Okay.
So if the first date you get is not available, then you have the second date, it's possibility you.
I just thought it was available because I was able to.
No, I
access
understand,
all that
and we're
stuff
gonna work
online.
on that, you know, it's,
The fields are available, but the pavilion isn't.
Right.
That's what the problem is.
And
We're not
Perhaps
quite sure
slash
what they
Right.
requested.
We don't know who has it.
like we can live without the pavilion, but if there's 2 schools and a splash pad, that might be a
and
problem.
see, this person that's using it had a rain date available. So when they didn't use it for whatever reasons the first day, they were approved for this day as a rain date.
Got it.
Just really quick too, we also don't permit the splash pads, just because they're like a common thing, so that's something you or anyone else typically works with him. It's just the pavilion that we permit. So
Right.
if you're not looking for the pavilion, but you want the splash pad, you might not have to reserve it, and you can just work that out with him. But if they are there the day of, then it's gonna be
I don't
conflict.
think we specifically reserve the splash pad.
No.
No, no, no.
Right,
I
right,
think she's
right.
just saying that
That's open to
two
the
I
schools
understand.
is too much.
I understand that. I just, if there's a school there, then
Yeah,
they're
no, I get
probably
that.
using
I
this.
just wanted you to know, like, we don't permit those.
Yep,
Okay.
I got that. Okay, so are we approving this or not approving this?
We're gonna,
Yeah, we can I'll make a motion to approve the dates and time requested for the fields here for no fee.
I'll second it.
But
He
you'll-
already has it reserved. We cannot do that.
No, so these ones are available.
What's in the motion
The
I'm
pavilion-
fields, the fields are available, right?
The fields are available.
Yes, she wouldn't have been able to put a request in if they weren't.
Okay. What I would like to do is the people that have requested to find out what they intend on using, because if the school, being the same situation as she would be, would not just rent the pavilion. They would want to use the facilities around it.
Unless-
That is my understanding.
They didn't ask to use
They,
the
they
fields.
only have the pavilion. It's just the
Okay,
splash.
that's all
pad.
they asked for, right. But is that what they really wanted? I don't know.
And on the last agenda, if you want to look at it, there was a school that wanted to use the pavilion and splash pad only, and they asked for a rain date too. That's all they asked for.
Okay.
That's what we granted, and that's why there's a conflict.
Right.
So
Well,
the splash pad
it's
is
just not
not,
available.
not something, the pavilion's not available that day. If there's a rain date, there's a pretty good chance it will be available. So
Right.
the minutes are online if you want to see what school it was.
I'm gonna go home and do that right now.
I would think we all got a little bit of investigating to do, and I can.
She'll find it
I
in
can
5
try doing
minutes.
some of that. I've
Oh,
made
yeah.
some phone calls. I don't want to put you in line, Haley, and I can handle some of that, and I suggest that we table this until next month. Get it, so we
I
can
think
all
we've
get it
already motioned to
resolved.
approve it
Okay. I'm just
And it
gonna
was
make my
second, too.
recommendation.
and seconded.
Okay, so we've got a motion, we've got a second. All right, further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? This
Got
motion
it.
carries?
Okay.
Okay.
How do I get on the agenda? So sorry, everyone. How do I get on the agenda for next month?
What is it that you do want to submit a new request, or you just want to come back to
Yeah.
update on the pavilion?
I guess an update on the pavilion? I don't really.
Yeah, we're hoping, we're trying to make it easy for her. We don't want, inconvenience the whole school and everything.
No.
Right.
And I understand right now there's a little bit of,
Came in last
we're
week.
not quite sure what's going
They
on.
came
So I
in
don't want to be
and they
unfair to you and unfair to
Right.
them,
Right.
that's all.
Right, okay, so how do I get on the agenda?
So you can send either me or the recreation department an email, it's right on the website as well.
Okay, what's your name again?
Haley.
Haley, okay, all right.
We can put you on first, Joanne. Okay?
Am I all set?
Yes.
Yeah, you're all set.
Thanks very much.
Okay, all right. Thanks, guys, that was a tough one. Okay, thank you, Haley.
Oh, she has, that's crazy.
Okay, Jose Hernandez, please. Welcome.
Good evening.
You looking for the pavilion?
No. Far away from that.
Thank you. What can we do for you, Jose?
I'm looking to get a permit for Donald Park, Franklin Ryan Senior League baseball field over there, to do some
Okay.
flag football.
Okay,
I did it last fall, and it was great. Everybody loved it. They had a good time, and they want to do it again.
fantastic. We like hearing that stuff. We really do. That's for senior league. What are the age of the seniors?
Actually, it's all adults. It's all adults.
No, what are the ages of all adults?
They're over 18.
Oh,
They-
okay.
They vary. Like,
60s, 70s? No?
I'm 50, so I kind of play here and there, but
All right,
it's definitely getting their blood going, so.
okay. All right. Questions or concerns?
Nope.
I do have a question, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
Through the chair, Shannon, how's the field condition over there? It's gonna hold up?
Right now, the irrigation's still not working, so hopefully we will get that working this spring.
Yep.
So the field condition will be much better than what it has been.
Yeah,
It's tough to grow grass without water.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I totally understand. I mean,
I just wanna make sure you're not running in dirt.
yeah, no, it was actually pretty grassy in the outfield, so it wasn't really that bad. It's like we don't, I kind of stay off into the outfield. We don't go on to the dirt part, so
Yep.
big enough.
So what did you, last year that you thought you might need for this year, Jose?
Actually, nothing. I brought my own trash bags. We clean it up. We take care of it, make sure everything's all,
Good.
I pick it up before, I pick it up after, and everybody, that's it.
Fantastic. Okay.
No
Anyone
question.
else?
I'll make the motion,
Questions?
accept, wait a minute, maybe.
Just one question for the secretary.
Yeah.
Haley, we all set with this financially? They were paid up last year, right? Okay, everything's good, all right. All right, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll make the motion for the times and dates with a fee of $400.
I'll second it.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. You're all set, Jose. Have some
Thank you.
fun.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, Nina Silva, St. Michael's School, Field Day.
I'm standing in for Nina tonight.
Pardon?
I'm going to stand in for Nina.
Oh,
Good
okay.
evening.
I didn't think you were Nina, no. What can we do for you? Your name,
So-
please?
This is our annual field day for the school, and we'd just like to use these fields that we've applied for.
Including the pavilion.
I know, including the
You're
pavilion. on
looking
that.
at June 5th,
Yep,
Monday, and then June 6th is the rain date, is that correct?
that's it.
And your name was, sir?
Jack Minch, M-I-N-C-H.
Jack, you said?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so pretty much similar to what everybody else has been asking for, all the schools.
Yep, and as long as everyone's asking, will the restrooms be open in the pavilion? They were last year, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Anyone have any questions or concerns?
Nope.
No?
I'll make a motion, accept the time and dates with no fee.
Second?
Second? They seem available for the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. You're all set, Jack.
Great, thanks very much. Have a nice
Fun.
day.
Okay. Blanca Munoz, please. Welcome. Volleyball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, good evening. I am Blanca Munoz. I'm looking for the Stacolosa Park again because last year we play again, but we very happy for that. And just and we going to do again this year from April 1 to October 29.
It's Saturdays and Sundays from 4 to 8.
Yes.
Okay. Resident adult?
Yeah.
You're all adult, or do you have different divisions? Okay, so do you have a youth division and an adult division? Oh, okay. What I'm trying to do is hopefully, because there's a different fee for adults as opposed to youth. And if you had 50/50, then we could adjust the fees. That's what, I'm just looking to save you some money. That's all. Okay, if I'm able to do that.
Per the policy, no.
Pardon?
Not really, but
Don't do anything.
we'll split the difference, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, no, yeah, I mean, it'd be different.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay, so based on your request, the fee would be $3,100?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And what, do you have any special requests for us? No?
No.
No? Okay. Questions or concerns, anyone else?
Nope. I'll make a motion to accept the times and dates for a fee of $3,100.
I'll second it.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries, you're all set. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Colleen Cregan, Lowell Ultimate Frisbee. Colin. What did I say, Colleen?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the first time I've ever been called that.
Yeah,
It's not the worst
sorry,
time I've
sorry,
ever
buddy, sorry.
All
right.
Similar to our flag football friend who just left, we are looking to reserve the Frank Ryan Field for not baseball. We've done it for probably 15 years. Talked to Shannon plenty of times last summer about the beautiful green grass in the outfield. So
Okay.
I'm very well aware of the field conditions. And I asked people if they wanted to go somewhere else, and they said nope. So they'd rather play on a slightly dusty field than anywhere else. So
Builds character.
yeah, exactly.
Character.
Toughens the lungs.
Okay.
But we've been at it for, I've been at this meeting probably 5-6 years in a row now. So
Been here for a while, I know that.
yeah. Also, I usually come later, like in the season, like March or April, and I really like the February meeting. There's like 10 people here, as opposed to standing room only.
Usually quicker.
So I like this. This is good.
Okay, anything specific you would like, Colin?
Not specific. I mean, if the field update was nice to hear that there's kind of more efforts, but again, just pray that it rains. So.
It's May 21st through August 20th on Sundays from 7:15 to 9:15, and total fee would be $350. Questions or concerns?
I'll make a motion to approve the dates and time requested for a fee of $350.
I'll second, good.
I'll second.
All right. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Good luck. Have some fun. James Pierce, welcome.
Good evening.
Little Girls Youth Lacrosse.
Yes, and my name is Jimmy Pierce. I'm the new president, and I'm, unlike Colin, my first time up here, so please go easy on me,
Okay.
if you would. We are petitioning to use the Colley Memorial Stadium Complex's grass field hockey field for our league games every Sunday, blocked from noon to 8 p.m. However, I do want to point out I did make one error on this application. At the time, I did not realize the first Sunday we put in was Easter Sunday, April 9th, and we are not looking for that date. So,
Good choice.
yeah, I wish I would have noticed that sooner, but it just came to me. So we're looking for the other dates except for April 9th. That's up through June 4th every Sunday.
Okay. So the 8 dates then.
Correct.
8 to
You starting the 16th, Jim?
Yes. Well, for our games.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So that'd be 8 dates as opposed to 9. The fee would be $1,920, Jim.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any specific requests, anything you wanted to change?
I do have one other request if you're offering. I mean, we're a little short on 5th and 6th grade girls. If you know about a dozen you could get to sign up for lacrosse, I'd be eternally grateful. Besides that, I have nothing more to request.
No.
Are you going
Wish we
for-
had plenty of kids for all the sports in the city. Keep them busy,
trying.
keep them active, you know?
Are you using the school system, Jim, to put your
What-
notice?
What's that?
Are you using the Lowell school system to put your notice up there for the
We
press?
haven't advertised in the schools. We have social media presence and a website.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I used to at the Acre Youth, and where you just go down to the school department and tell them that you'd like to, you know, have something approved, the superintendent approves it, and then they send it off to the schools, and you don't have to personally go there.
Right.
The flyers can go to the schools, and they'll just announce that there's,
Yeah, next
Yeah.
next year, that's definitely, our
Okay.
registration's closed. Our numbers are actually pretty
Yeah.
good, except for that age group.
All right. Good point, Keith, thank you.
You heard my baseball numbers, come on.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
They can't play everything at the same day. Okay, we have a motion, we have a second, okay.
No, we have nobody motion
no,
yet.
No motion
I'll make a
yet?
motion
Okay,
for the dates and time, and the amount charged.
1920.
1920,
Yep.
revised 1920.
okay,
I'll second it.
we have a second. All in, further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries, you're all set, Jim.
Thank you very much.
First time out, you did well. Okay, Miller, we did that one. Item 13. Elizabeth Chung, please. Elizabeth Chung?
See what Eggy Pear died, huh?
No?
Honey?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. brother.
Item 14. Alessa Reagan, please.
Put the late out.
Lisa Regan, please. Birthday party.
She probably did the same thing, realized it was Easter.
Yeah. I know. Okay. Juan Rodriguez, please. Welcome. Softball game, family gathering, St. Louis Playground, Sunday, May 28th.
Yes, sir. Just hoping to
Okay.
put a whooping on the younger generation. That's all.
Oh, yeah.
That's all. They always think, you know, that we haven't, our whole family hasn't gotten together essentially since the lockdown. So this is my attempt to get us all back together as a group. You know, some of us are no longer with us present. So this is my attempt to try to get us all back together and try to continue this practice. Because growing up, I mean, I was in Lawrence, you know, till graduation, 1998, moved to Boston for school in 2000. And up until then, we always have managed to somehow get a game in parks all over between Andover, Methuen, and Lawrence, all around. And surprisingly, without a permit. So I want to try to do this correctly so that way nobody comes and kicks us out. So, you know, I was talking to, actually, I think I heard your name, that was Haley. She was very kind, and she, I was looking for specifically a park that also had a kids' playground, so the younger ones can actually go off and go play over there while we can still keep an eye on them. And this was the field. I originally asked for a different one. I think it was McPherson or something like that, but it was taken, and Haley was kind enough to recommend this one. I mean, and if allowed, I would appreciate to be able to do my first run, you know, softball game with the family.
So you want us to be kind to you as well?
Whatever you care to do, I understand. Don't worry.
Okay. All right, questions or concerns?
Are you gonna have a cookout there too with the family, food and anything?
No, sir. No, we're going to be bringing our food from
Just-
home. Family's going to cook it. We're just going to bring it. That's
No alcohol?
No, no. We're Dominican. We like our beer, but
I know.
No, I got you. No, trust me. I'm the one that's I'm the one that's going to be running it, and I don't want any troubles.
All right.
And fortunately, I'm the favorite in the whole family, so they kind of listen to me.
It's not a park
You
rule,
have to
that's
have
a
big
police
shoulders for
department
that
rule.
one.
Right.
Say again, sir?
No, it
I
is a
said you
park.
need to have big shoulders for that,
Says no
sir.
alcohol.
They listen to me decently enough, so I'm okay.
Okay. Anyone else, questions or concerns?
Nope.
Entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion of time and date for a fee of $200.
I'll second it.
Okay, further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
A question, if I may?
Yes, sir.
Are there any bathrooms? Because looking on the map, I didn't see anything like that in there. I mean, obviously, I saw a lot of businesses, so maybe we can use those. They'll be kind to let us use it, but I'm not sure.
No.
They had portables down there.
There's no
They're gone,
bathrooms
right?
there.
No bathrooms around the
Okay,
corner.
fair enough. Works for me.
Okay. So all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. You're all set, sir. Good luck. Have some fun.
Thank you.
That's all. I'll reach out with the medical team here.
Yeah.
From Lawrence. They wanted the first game.
well, we got-
They always lost by the first game. They just wanted to sit there and drink the rest of the day.
Jeffrey Boland, welcome, sir. Kids and Disability Sports.
Yes, representing Kids and Disability Sports. I would like to respectfully request a change on dates of my request
Okay,
as follows. I would like to make the Sunday, July 9th, a rain date. And I would like to ask if the blanket request for Lowell High School using that field, if we could, if it wouldn't be made available for Sunday, June 11th. I realize we've asked this request a few years in a row, but it seems to have spoiled my board of directors, and it's limited me down to these two dates to be able to get my volunteers and sponsors and board of directors all online, along with my player. I have two choices, and historically we have been begging the someone on the board to ask the baseball, Lowell High baseball group, if we could use the field on that second Sunday in June from 10 to 2 p.m.
what is the date on that?
June 11th.
6/11, thank you.
And I was wondering if this is the reasonable way to request this change, because that field is blocked off, as I've learned to peruse the agenda for the field that I need and see who's using the fields. You guys kind of taught me that a couple of years ago.
That's the over 35
Currently,
that
right
plays
now,
on Sunday,
6/11
right?
Lowell High School has it, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And in the past, they've always blanketed everything, and you've always asked for a date, and they've always acquiesced.
Yeah.
Usually
And I realize we're on a new athletic director this month with the high school, and
Yeah, they were, both of them were here. How about
I
the,
thought, I don't know if that's,
What happened to
I
David?
got a chairman, I have a question.
Yes.
How about the over 35? Are they already booked for that? Just the high school right now? Okay.
All right, thanks, Tom. All right. Have you had any talks with Lowell High School? Have you had any discussion with Lowell High School?
no, I hadn't.
Okay. All right. And you said there's a new
I think
athletic
Peter helped me out with that last year, and I didn't catch the name of the contact, or I had lost it. Is my,
I've been Dave or even Coach Graham. So you've done this a number of years in the past. You've worked out something with Lowell High or
Right.
even the over 30
Right.
folks. Because you guys are one of the great organizations. They've accommodated you.
I do have to admit, my attendance will be half of what I can on my rain date, but I'm willing to accept that, of course, but.
So would you like us to put this request in for the rain date, and then obviously we could put in something tentative if you can work something out with the other parties? Does that make sense?
Would that be the way to handle it, or could I do that online?
Because since none of them are here, if the athletic director was here, we could work this out, but they're not right here right now, so.
Yes.
We can't say yay or nay on the 11th.
What exactly, you understand what he's trying to do?
Yeah, he wants to put in his rain date as the 9th. We can approve him for that, but.
Sunday, July 9th is the rain
Rain
date?
date.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's
Oh,
hoping,
okay.
he's hoping for 6/11, so.
6/11 is the
So
date he
unless,
wants.
unless they're in the
Okay.
playoffs or something, I can't see Coach Graham giving too much of an issue
No,
with
I don't
that.
think you would.
But if they have a game.
But we can't decide that. They'd have to, Lowell
I
High
don't
would
see
have to
the
figure that
rain
out.
date here, okay.
Either Scotty or whoever.
No, I
who's
understand.
The director, yeah.
Okay.
So how would you want that to work? Do you want to have them email us to release the date, have them come back to you?
What do you think makes sense? Have him
guys.
formally email you a request?
I mean, no, I can take this tentatively, and then if the high school sends it, because like, they've done that in the past for other groups where they've released the dates,
I
but
think that makes the most sense.
What
up
works
to you.
best for, and easiest for you, Haley?
Yeah, whatever's easiest for
And
you
I
works
can,
for
I can
us.
call Dave, I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
John, I just texted Danny, and I can reach out to Scotty O
You
if
can't say yeah.
Okay.
she'll arrange this.
And then just
All right,
maintain
it's all set
Practice
then?
it
All
through
right.
instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as long as they send us an email, just so that like they're agreeing, then if you guys approve it, I'll put it in.
Okay.
That's
No.
signed by the
All right.
MIAA.
I think we got it covered down here.
Okay, so what do you got down there?
Shannon is gonna, is
Gonna handle it?
Joe gonna handle it.
Okay.
Right, so we should have it. It's never been a problem in the past. I don't see one coming forward.
So we can approve this rain date, and if this happens, then we can kick out this rain date.
Correct.
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right, make a motion then.
Just the fee would stay the same.
Right.
So just one
Yes.
custodian fee, whatever.
What's
the-
custodian?
Yeah.
Custodian.
We did July 9th.
One custodian, right?
I think we're
Wait,
gonna
that we
approve
would
both
do.
tonight.
Okay, okay.
I'll make a motion to request for the dates and time requested for a fee of $120.
I'll second that.
Okay. Understand, Jeff?
No, I'm sorry, I got it.
Okay,
Scar tissue on it, eardrum.
No, that's okay. We're gonna approve what you requested, but there's still a fee of 120.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're under consideration on the June 11th?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna make that happen for
All
you.
right, thank you very much.
And it's still 10 to 2, right, on the 11th?
Still 10 to 2 on the 11th.
Okay. All right. Oh, wait a minute. We gotta officially vote. Don't leave yet. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. You're all set, sir. And
Good luck.
thank you,
Good luck.
thank you for the work you did. Okay, we have Michael Azzola, please. Mill City Eagles.
Yes, sir. Good evening. How are you?
Good, and yourself?
Not bad. Can't complain.
What do we got? Adult Football League?
Yeah, it's a
Like the XFL?
not quite. A couple
okay.
kids actually play in the XFL before, so it's a minor league football team. Most of the kids 18 to 25, either out of high school, out of college, looking to go back into college. We're going to get game film to try to play, at the next level.
Oh, okay, okay. All righty. So what are we looking to do, all these dates?
Yeah, so the first line item A, would be using the turf field for our home games at Colley Stadium. Being involved with the youth of the city, I coach Lowell Travel. I'm also a high school basketball and football coach over at Lowell Catholic. I'm going to be partnering with Lowell Junior High football, do some camps and some clinics for them when they start. We're also hoping that they can actually run a concession for us, so that way they can actually make a nice contribution into their program to help get equipment and so forth for them. But the line item A would be where our home games would be. We expect anywhere from 150 to 300 people total. All youth in the city come in for free, so it's just adults that get charged for it.
How much the adult charge?
I think it's $5.
Ah, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Those are the games, and the second request is for practice, is that correct?
Yeah, and I did have one question on that. I spoke with Haley when I was trying to initiate putting a request in. I was approved for July 6th through the September 28th. I was hoping to see if I can get started the week of April 20th, which is an 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. time frame. I know it was blocked off for the high school. I just know, I can't really see, lacrosse or soccer or anything like that having, games at 8, 9 o'clock at night for the high school, being a high school coach as it is. So if there's a way we could possibly do that, rearrange and get around that. When I put the initial request in, with it being at Colley Stadium, it requests a 4-hour block. I only need a 2-hour block from 8 to 10 if possible, or, 8:30 to 10:30, something along those lines. So I was hoping to see if I can get that rearranged as well.
Okay. All right, what do we have for availability and conflicts?
So conflict if the high school has it, but the website, that's something I can't, we have to book it in the 4-hour block. So even if you didn't need the full 4 hours, it's just the type of website we use. But they have it permitted regardless, so it's not available.
The high school has it permitted, so all right, so we'd have to make some adjustment with David High Schools, that's another. Have you spoke with the athletic director?
Not as of yet, no.
He's looking to use it for April to July. So
It's Mike, correct?
Correct.
And what is,
No,
what
he's
is the
added
league
April
that you're in?
to.
It's the East Coast Football League.
East Coast Football League?
Correct.
How long they been around?
This is going to actually be Mill City's 8th year. We were playing at Chelmsford before, so we're using Chelmsford High School and we're practicing at McCarthy, but I'm a Lowell resident, do all my stuff in Lowell. I played previously in the New England Football League, played a couple years for the Lowell Nor'easter, who played at Colley Stadium, so looking to bring, the program back into the city. We have a lot of young kids from the city of Lowell that, we're trying to help out, so.
Something kind of swings around.
Yeah, we've been studying Chelmsford just with the number of kids that we have, coming in this year and next year when they graduate college. We're really trying to solidify ourselves. Like I said, I coach Lowell travel. I'm involved with Lowell Junior High. Helped out doing a couple camps and run some practices for them last year. So we're really trying to build that community relationship with all the youth programs in the city. So it's a better fit for us as demographically as opposed to
Right,
Chelmsford.
right. Understandable. Questions or concerns, gentlemen? No? Okay. So A is available, am I correct with that, Haley?
So the request as it is right now is available, but he wants additional dates that aren't available.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be for line item B, yeah.
Okay, so B, A is okay.
A is perfect, correct.
B, as it stands without the extra dates from Lowell High, that's correct and they're available, but he wants additional dates that.
Okay, all right.
So the fee would change with that.
Well, we can approve what's on here
Yeah.
now.
And then charge.
Fee to be determined.
Is there a possible way to approve a 2-hour block as opposed to a 4-hour block?
That's a good question. Is the 2-hour or 4-hour block, is that a rule or is that a website rule?
I don't,
For the custodians, I know it's,
Yeah.
only because I
I was
negotiate
saying
as
the
a
custodian.
The custodian is a minimum of 4 hours. If you call them when they're not working, if they're working continuously from their regular day, and they only work 2 hours, they get paid 2 hours. But if you have to call them in on a Saturday, which is not their schedule, then you have to pay them a minimum.
Well, this would be, line item B would be Thursday nights. So even if it was just a custodial fee that we have to take care of, I'm willing to do that. It's just we don't need there's no sense, having the field if we don't need it.
I'd have to talk to the superintendent of the parks, Shannon. Is there normally, what are the hours normally out there during the?
They're 2 to 10 out there weekdays.
2 to 10, so he
And we would
wants,
need 8 to 10.
so he's looking for the perfect 8 to 10, so he has to really stop at 9:30, so the kids will get off, so the custodian could be out by 10.
Yeah, sometimes though, if that second shift person takes a day off or vacation, I've got to bring in somebody else for overtime
Right.
to cover.
And we're willing to do whatever it takes for the custodian fee. I completely
Okay.
understand that.
Yeah.
That's not a problem here. It's just, if we don't need the field till, 11, 12 o'clock, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to, request it. I just tried to put it in based on how the website, because it was behind Colley, so it was a 4-hour block for it, so.
that's also just because the city council fees, so like they have it as the 4-hour 200, like they structured that, so it's that and the pavilion are specific, like.
I was going to say,
4 hours.
there's some locations that do too, but Colley specifically through the city council, it's 4.
Sure.
Yeah, and that whole thing is gonna have to be discussed anyway.
I'm not overruling the city council here.
Why not? We've done it in the past.
I heard they don't like that.
All right. The exception of the other time that we're gonna have to try to work out with the athletic director. Until we can vote on what is currently here, is that correct?
And then you can just come back for anything
Then you-
additional.
Right.
Okay.
Come back with the additional, in the meantime, you'd have a chance to talk to the athletic director. And we could probably, sit down with them and try to work things out. Okay? So,
Would that be something I would have to communicate directly with him regarding working it out, or is this something I would have to go to Haley and set up a meeting that way?
we'll try to set up what we can. I don't mind being involved in it, and obviously Shannon's gonna have to be involved to some extent. So
Sure.
we'll get 3 or 4 of us together to try to
Okay.
work it out, and like I said, the more the
appreciate
merrier, so we
that.
don't step on any toes.
Yeah,
we all know
exactly.
what's going on, okay?
Yeah, the mechanics would be they'd have to release those dates and you book them,
Sure.
so.
Okay.
You don't
But
wanna
as
make me-
constituted
You don't wanna
here-
make me dictator, so I don't do that well. So my wife says. So, all right, any questions or concerns, any other
Nope.
members? Keith?
No,
Tommy?
that's it.
No, I'm all set.
All right, Ryan?
I'll make a motion to approve the dates and time requested on this request only for a total fee of $75.60.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries, you're all set.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You guys have a good night.
Yeah, also, I'll give you my telephone number if you wanted to call me, we can work some stuff through. Which, I don't think I have a copy.
Come to my grandson.
Pardon?
Okay.
You want to write it down, or you want to give it?
Give it out over
Oh,
TV.
I'm on TV? Oh,
That's what these microphones are for.
Yeah, what
thank you.
He'll start getting 100 calls a day, different people.
Don't worry, John, everybody knows your phone number already. I don't know, did we, Chris is here, and then, is Gail leave it on here, or?
Yeah, Gil's on it.
Okay.
He's last.
I didn't know. Can you read that? All right.
Probably.
Okay. All right, so all in favor, we passed everything?
Yeah, we passed, yep.
All
That's
right.
good.
All right. Number 18, Chris Snow. Welcome. Thanks for your patience.
Good evening. My name is Chris Snow. I am the president of the Shed Park Baseball Softball League. I'm also on the executive board of the newly established Lowell Youth Baseball Softball League. First item.
Great league, heard it was great.
Yeah. First item I have for
Involved
you
in
is our annual concession permit at Shed Park.
Oh, that's easy.
Yep.
Make a motion to accept the approval of the concession stand.
A second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. You're all set on that one?
Second item is, it's if you don't have, I have some copies if needed, but as promised, it's been a long process, but I was here in May 2018 to get general approval to move forward with a new concession building at Upper Shed, the upper tier of Shed Park, in between Page softball field and Gallagher, the baseball field.
Did you say May of 2018?
Yeah. We didn't anticipate a pandemic, which kind of froze everything in its tracks for a couple of years.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure I heard it correctly.
That's what I got from the city departments. So anyway, we've,
Oh, okay.
yeah. And then subsequent to that, we came in and we got approval to name the facility after the late Steve Botto, who I think many of you know, and probably knew well, most people did. Very, very fitting individual. But we've made a lot of headway to the point now where, as you see in front of you, we have full schematics. The project is fully designed, fully funded, aside from some last-minute private fundraising that we're doing for certain ancillary items. But Department of Planning and Development is putting together construction documents, and it should go out for bid, knock wood, in the next couple of weeks, and then maybe break ground
Yeah, thank you.
soon. So I just wanted to come in and give you an update, like I said, because it has been a while, and I
No, we
promised I would
appreciate it.
when anything meaningful was presentable. So, if you had questions, you can look through it. I have, like I said, I have a few extra copies here if you need it. But the facility is going to have a concession portion of it. It's going to have some storage for us, and it's going to have both men's and women's bathrooms, which is the primary reason for the whole project even getting started, right? There are no facilities up there, and I've been involved in the league now for 13 years and been on the board for 10 and running it for, I think, 6 now. So, we see girls pile into cars and drive to Wendy's or McDonald's to go to the bathroom because they don't want to use the the porta potties that we get.
Be nice to give them a spot.
Yeah, and so it's going to be huge, especially with, Lowell High's competitive softball games there. We have softball games there. We have baseball games there, cross country, middle school. They all run up there. It'll be used by a lot of people, and so.
You want to be a class organization, you
Yeah.
have to act like it.
Exactly. You know, we're going to have something to, because we do bring a lot of traffic through from outside towns, softball, baseball, every year. And it's one of the things that, you know, we take pride in our facility and pride in our grounds, and this is going to add to it, hopefully. So that's
What
really
do you
all I
need
have.
from us? You just-
I don't need anything. I
on
just
that one,
wanted to come in and share the update with you folks, and
We just like spending time.
And
with you,
Shannon
John.
is all in line with all of this, I would assume?
everybody, yep. Yep.
Maybe.
No, that's, they're gonna approve.
The, I don't know if it'd be helpful, but I see that Olivera Field's on the agenda later. I don't know if I'm allowed to stay, but if you're taking any
open
feedback,
forum.
insight
You're certainly allowed.
into usage, I could give you some pretty good color on you know, because we do permit it every year at Shed Park, and we do use it every year, and I noticed I cannot permit it anymore. And so I was just curious how that was working, and when that discussion comes up, I'll gladly hang around.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
I think
He's
there's,
looking at me. He's looking at me.
I think Chris,
Oh.
there's a lot of discussion among the board here as well.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we've been using it for years, and it's not like our primary field, but if there's questions, you want to get an idea of how much we use it each year and what we're doing with it, and if we still, whatever. I'm glad to hang around and hear the discussion.
All right. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. 18, and now we go on to 19. Okay, Mr. Vishant. Okay. Peter Crew? Yes, welcome. Come on up, sir.
He's serious, too.
Thank you.
Oh, I got leg cramp. Oh. Go ahead.
Thank you. So we're here, I'm the Director of Cultural Affairs and Special Events, for those of you who don't know me. CASE is partnering with the Lowell Litter Crew on a series of events that we're calling the Spring Cleanup Concert Series. The Litter Crew is going to be managing a series of park cleanups sort of in the morning, and then CASE will be managing a series of sort of community concerts in the afternoon. And we're really looking to make this sort of a citywide initiative, so we're aiming to spread out to 3 parks across the city, working with Shannon, of course, on guidance for that. The main part of the concert series, we're looking to work with a company called The Wandering Stage. They're a 20-foot stage that comes in fully self-contained, generator power for lights and sound and that kind of thing. And we'll be working with a series of local musicians to do that over a course of 3 dates this coming spring. I'm happy to take any questions.
Seems like we have a conflict on the 13th.
Yeah, we do.
I'm sorry, gentlemen?
There's a conflict on the 13th.
It's not on the online one.
So what exactly are you requesting, Peter, to kind of sum it up? There's a lot you went through.
Right, so I know for the cleanup portion, we don't need an official permit for that, but we are looking, obviously, for official permit approval for the ability to bring the stage into the park, host a gathering. We're looking to partner with neighborhood restaurants to provide likely prepackaged food. And
Yeah, he's got a tournament that weekend.
and really just try to engage the
13th.
community and use the parks and cleaning up the parks and provide some real focus on the.
He's got it the
individual
14th,
neighborhoods.
too, Friday.
Gentlemen, I can't hear him and hear you at the same time, so, thank you.
And yes, we are aware that possibly with McPherson, there may be a game going on that day. From our point of view, that's fine. It's actually exactly the kind of thing we want to do, is multiple events going out of the park all at once.
So John, they would be setting up on the road by Gill's Containers near the pool. So
Okay.
they're not going to be on a field at all.
Not gonna be in the way. Okay,
That is good.
so you're okay with it? All right.
Perfect. It's a
All right.
tournament too, so it's gonna be a lot of people.
Yeah,
So
that's
so that was A, okay? And then B and C, there are no issues? Okay, and it's a citywide event, so there's no fee. So, it's just a matter of communication with everything with Shannon and then, yeah. No. All right, any concerns with that, Gil, having them there?
You want a concert on the 13th? Is that okay with you?
He doesn't know. He was.
Okay, entertain a motion for August 3?
I love this event. I'll make a motion to approve the dates and times requested with no fee.
I'll second it.
All right, further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. You're all set, Peter.
Wonderful, thank you.
Good luck. Sounds like a great event. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, we have Gil Vigent. All right.
me.
What are you looking for, Gil?
Well, you have it all in front of you.
Okay.
Get the times and so forth.
13th, we already took care of.
I got a couple of questions, that's all.
All right. Go ahead, please, sir.
All right, so you got that, so I had one on Mother's Day. Was that taken care of that Saturday? Somebody was gonna go clean up?
That's it right there.
Please give us the date, please.
The 13th.
May 13th?
May
May
13th.
13th.
Okay, yes, that's
That's all
been,
set, right?
yes.
Yeah.
They're gonna still do it, but they're gonna be off the field. They're gonna be on the other side of the pool.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, yep.
You all set with that, Tommy?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what the guy we just passed.
Can I ask
No,
a
I
question?
realize that. I just wanted to
Greenhouse
make sure you were-
School.
Oh, yeah, he's
Put
sleeping.
in for permits for their party, I mean, big day they come out with in May. They haven't called you?
Not yet,
Okay, all right, I'll stop in and see them. So what happens is, every year they have their thing, which is fine, they got a lot of kids, but last year, I drove up about 10 o'clock, 10:30, they're all there, and they started yelling at me because I didn't open the bathrooms, but they used to always call me.
Gil,
and tell
time
me.
out. Who is coming in?
St. Michael's.
Greenhouse School. So I'll stop over there and talk to them. I'm gladly go open the toilets up, make sure they get toilet paper, and I stay
Okay.
there till they're done.
All right.
But they didn't call me, and I just happened to drive up, and they started yelling at me.
Okay.
I wanted
They
to,
shouldn't have yelled at you.
I'll take care of it, okay. Right,
Okay.
consensus stand, as long as I'm here. Tom, you said.
Yeah, good.
Remind you, okay. All right, is there any problem with this whole thing?
I just have one question, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Keith.
Gil, you mentioned, Gil, on Sunday, now, that group's out there on the 13th. You mentioned Mother's Day on the 14th. Is there a problem on the 14th for you? No? Are you doing your tournament on the 14th on Mother's Day?
What's the date on 14th?
May 14th is a Sunday, it's Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you mentioned earlier something about being a conflict. The only conflict we see was
No,
the
no,
13th,
no,
but you
no,
mentioned Mother's Day in the
no,
same
it
breath, so
was,
I wasn't sure if you were mentioning Mother's Day.
It was a Saturday, the city.
Yeah, that's all set, that's set.
All right, that's been taken care of.
But he mentioned the 14th.
Well, it was on
Yes, I
And just
understand.
wanted to mention that.
Yeah, the 14th got the 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah, everything is fine here.
Okay.
Can't say anything else.
Okay. And the fee structure?
Can I, question just for
Yes,
Haley?
please, Keith, yes.
Haley, are we all set with this on, as far as the fees? Are we paid up to date?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Okay, yeah. That was my first question.
I'm sorry.
Haley, you said he had a couple duplicate times.
What's that?
He had June 11th.
So for June 11th,
June 11th?
yeah, you only put in for Farley Field, but you put in from 10 to 2 and 10 to 4. So I just wanted to know which one you actually wanted it for. But you didn't put,
Oh, I know what that is, yeah. Okay, that's the 18 plus, and that's my problem I have. The 18 plus is girls all in college, and I don't have a lot of teams. So I was ready to cut it out, but then I talked to Phil this morning. He says, well, they're all college girls, and they'll come in. So, that will. So I kind of kept it, you know what I mean? I didn't want to get caught with this thing.
so do you want 10 to 2 or 10 to 4? Because there's both times are reserved.
I'll make it 10 to 4, that's it.
Okay. And then you don't have,
Okay.
it's just Farley Field for that day. You don't have Sweat or Vigent with it as
I
well.
don't use it on Friday for
No?
that day.
How about
So just the
Saturday?
one field from 10 to 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the other thing was for Sunday, Saturday, June 10th, you put in for Farley and Sweat, but not Vigent. So was that intentional as well? Or did you need that third field?
June 10th?
Yeah. Or was
Which is a Saturday.
I'm trying to figure out when there.
I just want to make sure.
That's the same weekend as your 18s, he just said.
Same, oh, it's the same one.
Yeah, you only have Sunday down, that's it, for that weekend.
I have a Saturday. Oh,
No,
I
you
have
have-
Sunday?
You have
got-
2 fields on Saturday and 1 field on Sunday. So I just wanted to
Right
make
now,
sure.
that's just what it would be.
Okay,
I'll
good.
let you know if, you know what I mean, if I get.
Okay, because all the other ones were 3.
I won't know a couple of them.
Okay. I just wanted them to ask so
The
that we
reason
can
is,
know.
if I only had 5, 6 teams, I just have to use 2 fields and finish it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
All right.
I have a backup site for the dog park.
All right, good.
All right.
Anyone else have any questions for Mr. Basham? Tommy?
Nope. I
You're more
think
familiar with most of this than all of us, so.
Haley and I talked to Haley today, and she's got the copy of the fee right there, John.
That's what he
Oh,
wants
okay.
to do. Per day instead of hours.
Was it- is that-
Per day.
Including June 11th? Is that
For the, yeah, it's as is, so that he put it in correctly. I just wanted to make sure
Okay.
there wasn't a
Alright.
mistake.
So this is what you worked out, so then.
Yep.
9-9?
Yep.
That is the total for everything that's
Yep.
projected here, okay?
Is that compliant with our
Tom,
new
you're good with
policy?
it? And
Yep.
Haley, you good with it? Shannon is good with it? Okay.
No problems.
Thank you. A lot of work into this. Thank you very much. Okay. So Gil, the fee for all your dates requested would be $9,900.
9,900?
900, right.
Okay.
Which is less than what you've used in the past, and what is the main reason for that? Lack of teams?
What's that?
What is the main reason? Your fee is less this year than it
Well,
has
no.
been in the past.
Why is drop? Because a lot less teams, I don't have, well, Enos, Phil, and so forth. They had their big thing all day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we were using, what do you call
Trying to get me in trouble.
Oh, God. Jesus, I got all times.
Man and Ventura.
Yeah, Ventura, man.
Okay.
That field is gone.
Yeah, we're not using that this year.
No, we don't use that anymore.
So lack of teams and lack of fields, okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to,
Look, I shut it down, and then I lost that big one, and so that's the reason.
all right, and your times are shorter. I just wanted to make sure.
Well, I'm talking
that
about
we're
it.
all aware of why the change in fee structure. That's all.
No, that's the only
Okay.
thing. Now,
State cut them down.
you want, the only thing is, with the deal is, this could be my last year, I don't know. God will let me know. You know, you come up these stairs today, and I didn't think I was gonna make it. I mean, you know,
Take the elevator.
take the elevator?
Yeah, it's right
I
there.
didn't know you had an elevator.
I didn't either.
Oh,
I take it all the
okay. So
time.
anyways, hey,
It's probably 50/50 for work.
now,
Okay.
I had the money, okay? So, but if I got rain and or sickness or something that goes wrong, and I do it, you'll say, well, we don't pay, but we'll give you credit next year. Well, who knows if I'm gonna be alive? Everybody's trying to find out, you know, put me in a thing.
Well, you have to have somebody else that would help you out.
That's what happens when you get old, you know? You know,
Yeah.
everybody thinks, you know, you're gonna die.
I know the feeling well.
We can make a motion to keep you alive one more year.
All right, so I mean, you want the whole thing, or
Yeah,
can I
pay
just
us-
pay
pay us the whole
5,000,
thing,
pay the other
Gil.
half?
Yeah, no, pay us the whole amount and we'll make adjustments if need be.
Gil, do you want to make a motion so you can live one more year, or what?
What's that?
Do you want me to make a motion so you live one more year?
Yeah, okay.
Just in case, who do we send the bill to if you're not around? Just
There'll always be
throwing that
somebody-
out there.
Hey, there'll always be somebody who says, oh, hey, can I have the consistency and you will sell it? I said, I can't sell it. I built it. I do it. I take care of it.
All right,
And,
let's
you know,
move
everybody
this
knows
along.
that, but I say.
Okay.
I have places to be.
Okay, Gil, your question is, you don't have to pay it all at once. You can pay this in payments.
He just said to pay it.
He said he could pay it at once.
Oh, you can pay the whole thing up. Yeah, go ahead.
Right, let him pay it at once.
But I mean,
It's
the
gotta be
whole
paid
idea is that
before
this
the
is gonna
event.
be my last year.
I'd like to put that on the record.
But what,
I won't
he
get it.
doesn't want to
I
pay the
won't
whole
get it.
thing
He just
because,
said he would.
okay,
Yeah, if he wants to pay it all
He's
right now,
good,
let
he's
him pay
good,
it.
he's good for it.
I know you.
What do you want?
Pay for it.
Okay.
Okay.
We had a motion on the table. Had it been officially
All right.
voted in, Haley?
I'll make a motion to approve the dates and time requested for a fee of $9,900 to be paid before the event.
I'll second it.
Second. Okay. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Yeah.
Motion carries. You're all set, Gil.
Wait a minute.
And I
Gil,
just want to say this woman is beautiful to talk to on the phone. Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute, Gil.
And,
You're a saint. You're a saint.
all right.
He
And of
wants
course,
his
Picky
concession
Rudy,
pass tonight.
me, we were friends a long time ago. Oh,
We'll
God.
bring that up next.
What is it?
All right, I'll bring that
Well,
up.
Shannon, I haven't called in 3-4 months.
Gil.
He thinks I died.
All right.
Hey, Gil, you're not done yet.
You're not done. Did you need a concession stand permit?
Yeah.
All right, you did not request it, so we're bringing it up to your. Okay.
No.
So,
I'll make a motion to accept this concession stand
At
for
the
the
dates
season.
approved?
Yep.
I'll second.
we have a second.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
All right.
Motion carries.
You're all set now,
Concession
Gil.
stand- You're all set now, Gil, to go forward.
All right, now I got to remember where I parked my truck.
Thank you, Gil.
Hey, thank you, guys. This was the easiest one, huh?
Yes.
You know, it has been.
Hey,
We don't want to go to prior years, Gil.
I get this happy because right after all softball's done and so forth, I'm going to Canada. You know, I'm going to go right through Ontario and stuff. But I didn't realize I had to get a permit. You don't know what I had to go through.
Need a-
Holy mackerel.
Need a permit to go to Canada?
$300 for this.
Can you issue that, John?
Yeah,
Different kind of permit.
one way.
State Department permit.
One way.
Passport.
Yeah, keep it over there, Gil.
Okay, thank you, Gil. All right, what do we got next on the agenda? We have, what do we have, Haley?
I don't know if Keith wants to weigh in on the policy book or not.
Yeah, he wants to talk
Okay.
Oh,
about
we're talking dog park.
Olive River Dog Park.
Mine and go to Shannon? That's crazy.
Yeah, you want to,
I want to get Chris out of here.
Let's get Chris out of here first.
Let's get Chris out of here.
He's very quiet.
regularly order, right?
Bye.
He has a reason for you to be here, Chris. I don't see you on the agenda, so technically you don't exist.
Can we,
But we will put you on
it's gonna take a little longer for the.
for all the work you're doing creating that thing. We greatly appreciate it.
Is the lack of olive oil permitting intentional this year?
So, I was told by two people on your board, Chris, on your board, that they were no longer using that field, and we were looking to place a permanent dog park somewhere in the city.
This is, the field we asked specifically is Olivera, is that correct? All right.
It's because it's not.
I guess that's continuing on Strat or Donahue, I guess is what it's called. That's our problem, is that we put our little kids on Stratum, you know, all their infield, but we can't put the larger kids on there because of literally the rocks and the glass that's embedded in the dirt. It's just dangerous, we can't put 7 or older on it, because someone will get hurt, either they're gonna slice their legs open or they're gonna take a ground ball.
Turn the dirt over.
And so we go to Olivera.
So, well, this year also, I'm this close to having a full regiment of workers. And I plan on dedicating one person for the Ventrac, and all he's gonna be doing is dragging fields, skimming fields with the Ventrac, with the ball field groomer. Hit one field, hit all the other ones, go back to that first field, all the time. So that would eliminate, you know, if stratum is an issue, that would eliminate that issue.
Ideally, I mean, it has no water, so it gets.
Well, that's,
And if you're breaking it up, then it shouldn't have that problem. I mean, I have pictures, I think, in 2002, that showed grass on that field. I guess intentionally removed, I guess, I don't know. But we play roughly 10 to 15 games on Olivera, plus probably a dozen, 20 practices every year.
I was,
Backstop, we used it a whole lot more.
I was unaware of that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been the president for 8 years.
All right.
Just asked.
We look for your
I'm not
recommendation.
fighting for the field, I'm fine making a dog park, I'm just giving you guys color on the city.
Well, I think
What we're
what,
going to do is utilize the field to the best ability for the city, whether it be for a dog park or it be for the youth of the city playing ball. Whichever one has the greatest need,
I have a dog, and
I think we try to
get
get
a
it.
dog park. I'll be the first one to say that.
So if we can turn stratum around,
The stratum can be used by, I mean, we can technically use it all the way up to 12 because it is a softball field, so that 70-foot dimension is the bigger softball skin, like some of the other fields in the cities that you could absolutely use
So,
We can heavily use that, because we do permanent fully.
yeah, so that's not a problem. I'll have no problem getting that ready. The other thing too, so we basically have to dedicate this as a dog park to apply for the grant. And this is, none of this is 100% guaranteed at all. We're in a, I guess they made a mistake on the floodplain, so this shows this field as being in the floodplain. So we have to jump that hurdle first. We have to get the grant first, get that money in. We've kind of got a design right now, but realistically, we're probably over a year out. So that field, I'll still keep that field maintained. So if you guys still wanted to,
That's why I asked when I attempted to at least pull the permit today, thinking that nothing would be happening this year. It wasn't available, so that made the time.
yeah, we had to take it off because we need to dedicate it to a dog park, to apply for the grant. That's all we're doing now, is trying to just get permission from the board, just to say yes, and it's all up to the neighborhood, it's all up to the grant, it's all up to the flood zone issue. So there's a lot of factors going into this. This may never happen, it could happen next year. But this is the first step, but I will get Stratum, I'll make sure that's fine. And like I said, obviously we're not gonna start next week if they approve the dog park today. So I'll make sure that field stays in decent shape. I'll put, yeah, if you guys just happen to show up, no one's there,
I mean, who would ever do that?
Did you ever use the park when the lights are on, or you do it before, have your practices? Yeah,
I have no idea how to turn the lights on.
they're always on, I don't know. Every time I've gone by there, they're always on.
They're on the timer.
8 to 10 o'clock at night.
Close, they haven't been on, so I assume they were just old.
One question to Shannon. If we vote this to go dog park, can it ever go back to a baseball field? Say 10 years, Chris is still involved, whoever's in charge, and they need a field.
I'm not sure, well, put it this way, if we vote
No,
this.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying that.
If this does turn into a dog park, there's going to be a lot of funds,
Coming from the state.
well, through the grant money,
Right.
or wherever else they're going to get it from. So there will be a significant investment into this. So I don't see it being torn back out and put back into a ball field at that point.
Okay, you mentioned that you said there's a lot of steps they have to take to get where they're going, and one is the neighborhood, right?
Yes.
They have to have
yeah.
a meeting with.
Neighborhood input, 100%. They're not going to, if the neighborhood doesn't want it, it's not going to happen.
Because I know, that's my area, that's where I live up on there, and a few of the people I've talked to up there, they don't want a dog park. So I think it's gonna be a big fight with the neighbors.
So like I said, this is just the first hurdle. There's a lot of hurdles to go through.
I know.
We got to start somewhere.
So in the interim, could we make Olivera available to be permitted?
To
by-
apply for the grant, we have to say that this is a dedicated dog park.
How much is the grant?
Means no one else can permit it.
I'm not sure, John.
There you go, imagine that.
I think maybe $250,000.
Oh, okay,
I think some people are using it already for dog park.
all right. One way or the other.
I believe all of our funds have been used as
I
dog
went by
parks.
there one day and there was 4 dogs running around in the park.
You got a big enough area there, you can put it up.
So, Jen, Dave Bruce started walking our field, I told him it's just,
I had to go up and put no dog signs on the playground today.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I for one will be voting against this, and I understand what Shannon wants to do, and I understand the need for dog parks and stuff, but I'm not about to, where I've been in my whole career, of working on ball fields and stuff like that, I'm not willing to take a ball field in a neighborhood that has nothing else except that you go up to O'Donnell's. There's nothing else in that play area that I know of that has a play area for these kids. Nothing. Kids want to play kickball, they want to play field ball, they want to do anything. There's no field up there except at O'Donnell's for these people that live in that area. I've spoken to a couple of residents. I think without this board listening to what the residents want there, I think it's premature, in my opinion. Because we could vote, it, 4 of us could vote, yeah, let's do it, and the whole neighborhood come out and say, why would you do that? You didn't even listen to our concerns.
Oh, I
'cause we
totally
don't live
agree.
there. So I think
Neighborhood
to bring it to
concern.
us, and I understand Shannon, this is not a Shannon, Shannon wants to get the grant and wants to do the right thing. I fully, and I appreciate that, that's Shannon's job. But I think as far as a board, for me to take a ball field, a recreational field for children in that neighborhood and leave them with nothing and put the dogs there instead, doesn't fit with me.
Okay.
So I'll be voting against doing this at this time, until I've had a time to at least see what some of the neighbors want. I have spoken to a couple of my friends who live in that area. One guy said they use it as a dog field now. Now, my understanding is outside the ball field area, there is another area. There is, I don't know how big the area is. It goes from actually where the fence ends in the outfield to the first building. There's a alleyway there or something. I'm not sure. Maybe we can look at some other area having to use to replacing a ball field. Like I said, even if the kids in that area are not playing ball, then we might have some other areas that have excess where you might have a lot of kids playing, and they might need some extra playing time, practice time, and they want to use the field for practice. I know the Acre Youth Organization, we used to do that. And we'd work with other leagues who wanted to use our fields when we weren't using it. We'd work with them. So I think just to take a recreational field away from the children in that area when there's no other area no other place to play in that area, I would be opposed to that.
Thank you. So the only way we're looking to get grants to clean it up is if it's designated a dog park. Is there any availability of grants to bring it into shape for a ball field?
No.
Shannon?
Are the grants
No,
predicated
they
upon it being a
they would be going after a dog park
I know,
grant.
that's why I'm
They just got that on Ryan Field,
I
too.
understand, right?
They took O'Donnell's Park away from us. They built the 2 schools there.
Okay.
Are there any other areas, sorry, Mr. Chairman, is there
Yeah,
any
I
other
didn't know if
areas
the
that
intent
might
was to try
make
to
sense for a
apply
dog
for it
park?
for a dog park, and as it
Or is it
turns
too
out
far
we
down
get the
the road?
grant money and that doesn't fall through, then we can develop it as a ball field. Or is that, what happens then? That was my next question.
Gotcha.
Where do you lead to? You start as a dog field and it gets voted down, and you've already got approved for the money, what do you do with it?
Well, if, first we apply for the grant.
Right.
That's going to take some time.
Okay.
In the process, they would go out to the neighborhood. So if the neighborhood was dead set against it, it would probably stop right then and there.
Okay.
The grant is only for the dog park, so if
All
the
right.
neighborhood doesn't want it, the funds wouldn't be available.
Now, that would be something the grant process would do. Is that something, as we as the Board of Parks should do, would meet with the neighbors? Or how would?
No, DPT would be handling all that.
Okay, I just want to understand the logistics here.
So I'm trying to think more proactively than reactively at this. It sounds like obviously from what we've heard anecdotally from neighborhoods and folks in that area, that they want it to be maximized, whether if it's a handful of baseball games or turned into 2 soccer fields or, something that's more based towards, youth sports. My goal obviously is, I'm biased, I'm trying to grow youth sports. And an organization that Chris and I work with and we're kind of getting off the ground, a lot of folks that have reached out who have not registered for any sport, when they said, I'm new to the league, where do I register? I said, well, where do you live? And a lot of them have been in Back Central, in that South Lowell area. So in the last couple of weeks, it's like, where should I play? And they're steps from Olivera or even close to Shed Park, but they just really have been an underserved neighborhood when it comes to youth sports. So I think that, some people, including myself, underestimated how much we did use Olivera. But it's clearly not a primary field.
Never has been.
It's been a while since it has been. And in the
That's why-
90s,
that's why I
80s
played
and 90s
bowling
it
ball.
did, yeah.
In the 60s and 70s. it was-
50 years ago.
But I
50
think
years
I think
ago.
that's just part of youth sports being
Dale
lower
Rivera.
than it used to be. So
He died when I was 13.
I don't want to take away grant money.
Jimmy.
I like grant money.
That was my question.
Yeah.
How do you
Well,
utilize
the grant money is also not guaranteed either.
Right.
They chopped them up.
So I guess the plan for that is obviously neighborhood input. What sounds like what most have heard is they're not that they're anti-dogs, they're just anti-dog park. And I think there's maybe other places for dog parks, who knows? But at least sprucing it up and either making it another baseball field that hopefully we keep growing, or some sort of facility where you put maybe a park or something along those names.
Compartmentalize it, this is for this section, this is for this section, if that's a possibility.
I guess it's an underserved neighborhood when it comes to parks and rec. So if we can make it something, whether it's baseball or another thing, I just don't know. That might be one of the reasons why you're going to get resistance for the dog park itself.
Oh, absolutely.
We will, sir.
If
We
you don't
will,
have
sir.
the demand for people to play on it,
I was just giving you an idea.
exactly.
The minimal uses we do use.
So if we shoot it down tonight, Shannon, where does it go from there?
We go back to the drawing board, and look for a new spot.
Do we have to make a decision tonight, Sharon?
Correct.
Board needs-
Yeah.
this grant
If we're going to find a different spot, we have to do it quickly and apply for this grant. This is, I believe it's a
right,
calendar
so-
grant.
so we need a motion.
So as people
Okay.
grabbing the funds, there's less to take.
What about flip-flopping? Do you think Stratham would be a better dog park? I'm actually looking for your input.
I think that would be a better park.
I was thinking that Stratham might be a better dog park. It's a little,
Stand over the bridge.
Stratham as a field needs the most work. I think Olivera is probably a better, easier shape to turn back into a better baseball field. Stratham might be better.
Across the street.
Excuse me, Chris? Irrigation, not that I know of.
We have
If there is there, it's probably needs to be ripped out anyway.
I think my memory serves me many years ago, there might have been something.
Or the brook, you don't, not that brook.
So while I'm here, and I have to bring this back to DPD, you guys would be in favor of Stratham Street?
As a dog park?
I would.
I'd have to, what are our options that we have? Which parks that we can choose from, and then we can eliminate them one by one. Or do we eliminate all of them?
I think just from a neighborhood perspective, you've got Stratham sort of kind of back edge of Shed-ish, Fort Hill anyway. So that's a good spot. You know, people come to Fort Hill with their dogs. It's a good spot for a specific dog park. And then you, with Olivera being back to baseball and hopefully growing, it hits an underserved neighborhood when it comes to that. So I think that especially most folks in that area want to see it, you know, with more kids, whether we throw a playground in there too or something like that. But I think that most folks, when I've seen, you know, want more kid-friendly facilities, whether it's baseball or soccer or whatever. But I think that keeping that more recreation-based, and then maybe Stratham might be a better serve spot for a dog park.
There are some vocal neighbors at Stratham.
Right, it all depends on the neighbors too.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, I guess we could do anything we want to put it at Stratham or Olivera, and if it's shut down by the neighborhood, shut down by the neighborhood.
We have two choices, either Olivera or Stratham, is that correct?
Yep.
Decide which
Well,
one we would like to have. but-
Stratham would still have to be approved by DPD.
Right.
So tonight, if you guys can at least shoot down Olivera,
Yeah, we can shoot down all, I was just gonna say,
yeah,
shoot down all of
then we'll
them.
go forward from there.
Shoot down Olivera as a dog park.
Yep.
Is that
Mr.
what
Chairman?
I'm understanding I'm hearing here?
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, can I have a question?
Yes, Keith.
Haley, do you know, Haley, do they run a summer recreational program in either park?
I don't believe so, but.
At Olivera or Stratham, they don't run a summer recreation?
Peter
Okay.
didn't say anything, but.
Okay.
Traditionally, no, I've never
No.
seen them.
Because
No,
Pete
I
knows
don't
about
see
this.
that.
We've sat in on meetings with
Okay.
Shannon, so.
They did years ago, but they stopped that
Yeah,
over the,
yeah.
long time ago.
So is the motion to deny Olivera, but try to apply.
Explore
for
Stratham?
Stratham, just so I-
Motion to,
So we just, no, we have to just make a
Well, 'cause
motion
their
to.
grant is on a deadline. so
Right,
they
I
have
know,
to at least-
but tonight, we just have to make a motion to deny Olivera, that's it. Now the PD has to decide to go up to Stratham, correct, Shannon?
That's correct.
Okay,
Now,
I'll make,
I guess you know now that if the DPD suggests Stratham, this board would approve it when it comes back our way.
then it has to come back to us again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to make sure we're all on the same page, what I write down, so.
Okay, I'll make a motion to turn down Oliver Field for dog park.
I'll second it.
further discussion? Anything else we need in there, Shannon?
I've got a couple other items after that, but
Okay, but
Mr.
on this
Chairman?
motion here, you're all set?
yes.
Mr. Chairman, can we take a final vote? No, we're still on the motion? All right.
Aye.
I'm sorry.
We're still on the motion, right?
Yeah, we're still
Okay,
under the
okay.
motion to deny the
It's just in the
request.
future, Mr. Chairman, I don't feel comfortable voting on any area without talking to the residents. I want what the residents of that area want. And for me to come here and you say to me, well, I want to take this, I don't live in Stratham, I don't live at Olivera, it's not gonna affect me. But the people who have dogs might want a dog park.
I
The
totally-
people who have
totally agree
children
with
might
you.
want it too. So I really think the protocol of how we're doing this in my opinion, is backwards, because you asked me to vote on something that I don't know what the residents in that area want.
Fair.
So if I knew what they want, if I had the residents here tonight speaking, saying they want Olivera, I'd vote for Olivera. If they want the dog
That's what
park.
I'm trying to get at here,
Okay,
too.
all right, Mr. Chairman. It's
I
just
I
saying,
totally agree with you.
It's
I
difficult
just-
for me to make a decision on, I want what's best for the neighborhood. and
I
for
think
what
we
the
all
residents-
want
Okay, and from out me listening to the residents though, and talking to them and hearing
That
what
makes
they
sense.
feel, it makes it difficult on the board to try to vote yes or no. 'Cause I don't want to take something away from a neighborhood that wants a dog park. If you want a dog park,
My point is, where are we being forced to make a decision?
I think that the fact this is an open meeting, everyone, granted, it's not like it's published all that well, but I would invite more people to come to
Absolutely.
these.
Absolutely.
I'd love more discussion with
Absolutely.
the counselors or neighborhood people, because I think that having no seats at the table in this forum, which is completely, that's why it's an open meeting,
Right.
that would make sense. We have a primary user of one of the fields, luckily. Thanks for coming, Chris. But I think your input is valuable, sir. But I think that makes sense. So we're all in favor of shooting it down.
I will say for its worth, in proximity terms, Stratham, if it was a nice place, it would be far superior for our purposes than Olivera. But
Stratham has been a good field for 50 years.
Chris, I'll work in that field.
They should use that field for kickball only.
it's a small park.
we use it for our T-ball and our coaching
Yeah,
stuff,
right.
and my little siblings are off the playground, and it's great.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure everybody
It's tucked back, so we don't worry about traffic or anything, so.
It's a dead end, yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. My understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Keith, you're not in favor of any motion at this point, is that correct?
Well, I mean,
We're all voting.
if we gotta
I know,
vote
I
on
just-
something,
We're still in
I
discussion.
will, yes, if we're gonna vote on something, I will vote opposed if any. I'm opposed to Statham, I'm opposed to, Olivera at this point.
But we can't discuss Stratham tonight anyways, because it's
Okay.
not on the table.
Okay, so as far as, is.
It's just Olivera.
Olivera, there was already a motion, it was I seconded?
Yep.
And so we're in the discussion phase of,
Okay?
is that right, Mr. Chairman? On Olivera?
Right, and the motion was, could you repeat that, please, Haley?
To deny the permission.
Denied.
To deny,
And turn Olivera into a dog park.
okay, that's where it be.
So you're all opposed, right?
So we're gonna take a vote on the
Yeah,
motion.
take a vote, all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I sustain. Whatever the word is.
What's it, Chairman?
Abstain.
Abstain, yeah,
We-
don't mind me.
Well, since we all voted in affirmative, you don't even have to vote.
Right.
I just want it on record. Okay, what else we have, Shannon?
After the last board meeting, I met with, I believe, Saheen about the Cricket League.
Just now.
Oh,
And he gave me a couple of spots. I went out to Tewksbury, checked that one out, and I went out to Acton the other day. And I've got a picture of the one in Acton. They just put that in last year. That's an actual, like, professional cricket pitch or wicket, as the term is.
Chris, I'll email you tomorrow.
So he was looking to have permission from the board to install one at Hovey Field. The problem is, we're going to meet with the contractor, I believe, next week to get an exact cost, but he's estimating $15,000, which is not in my budget at all.
wow.
We could go do the site, we can go do the site work farms, we might be able to save some money that way. So we're just looking for permission from the board to install that. If he said his league would come up with the funds to cover it.
What's it made of?
It's concrete, then you got AstroTurf on top of it.
Is this at Livingston Field?
No, that's the one in Acton, but there is one up in Livingston.
Where is he looking?
Livingston's not this big, I know that.
Where, John?
Where is he looking to put it?
At Hovey, where we gave them their permits for cricket.
What field is this in Acton?
It does
Is
fit
that
in that
Nara?
location.
It's right off of Route 2.
Shoot.
And it does fit in that location?
Oh, yes,
Is it-
yeah,
is
we've
it
got like a
doable?
beam clay one out there now, but they're looking for just to have a professional one.
Okay.
Like, this is all dependent on them coming up with the funds.
They will.
It wouldn't cost the city anything. I would help out as far as prep goes.
I got a
But-
feeling they'll come up with the funds.
My question is, they want to put this over at Hovey Field, correct?
Yes.
Is this going to affect any other sports out there?
So,
Soccer or anything?
well, Hovey's is the soccer practice field.
Right.
So there's a pitch out there now that they work around. The pitch is kind of like in the center. So they set their nets up to work around that.
Okay.
But even if they were going to go over it, it's just grass to AstroTurf back to grass.
And how wide is that?
It's about 10 feet wide by, I think, about 40 feet maybe.
10 by 40. Okay.
They don't have that in Livingston, because they play right at the Livingston Field, right at the top of the hill.
There is one in Livingston I checked out. They, actually, I think they've got two in Livingston. They're a
This
little
big?
bit, just like that, yeah.
I'm gonna check it. I've never seen it.
Living in Tewksbury.
Do you know where the Dream Fields are? The Field of Dreams?
Oh, all the
Right on
fields out
top?
there, yeah.
Oh, the parking lot, down below there.
Yes, to the left, it's heading out,
Heading towards, if you're heading towards 38, it'd be on your left, down.
okay, all right, gotcha, all right. Heading down Livingston Street.
Yep.
yeah. Okay, with the farm on your right-hand side.
Yeah.
If they can come
Yeah.
up with the funds,
Yeah.
why not?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they would be able to come up with the funds.
They do have a big league out there, I know that, Tewksbury.
Yeah. I think that it's a growing sport. They've utilized, obviously, some of our other fields, so having a
Right.
dedicated spot for it, I think it's a great thing for the
It's a
city.
growing group of people, which they want to get something involved that they want to do. So,
We have to vote.
No, well, you'd have to
Yeah, we
vote
have
to
to
make
vote.
it a cricket field for like just that. Right now, it's multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose, I mean, we can keep it, we'd have to change it to a cricket field only to have them put this in?
No.
Oh.
But I just, when you said a dedicated, I was like, oh.
No, we don't have to,
Oh.
no, we don't, if
We-
it's multi-purpose.
we wouldn't have approved
yeah,
half
we
the
don't have
permits
to
if
do-
everything
we
was
don't have to do
dedicated.
anything with it, I understand. Okay. So we need a motion to go forward with their request?
Correct. If, like I said, it may not happen, but we just got to start here first.
Okay, yeah, make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the request.
They're gonna pick up the expense, correct?
I don't have anything in my budget, so it's not going to happen through the city.
They don't pay for it, it don't happen.
Okay, I'll second it then.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, thanks, gentlemen.
Okay.
And I have one last thing, John, that just got added today. I'm not even sure who, some group or some person would like to donate a storage shed for county field use for Maria's League, I guess. Especially since they going to start working on the concession stands at some point in time.
Yeah.
That is their current storage now,
Which one's Maria's League?
County Field.
Clement.
Okay.
So
They wanna donate a
they want to gift a storage shed to the city, so the first approval is through Board of Parks, and then we'll go through City Council.
What are we getting, an old,
It's an 8 by 10, it's not like one of the big steel sheds that we've got at most of our parks. It's, looks like it's fiberglass, and
we get a lot of those
I
donated.
don't know where it's coming from.
Where are they gonna put it over there?
It will go right alongside the concession stand. There is room, I already checked that out.
As long as you already checked out, I have no problem.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I've been involved a little bit with that, and what is the current bathhouse there hasn't been utilized in probably 10, 15 years.
Okay.
And we've applied for APRA funds and everything to fix the bathroom up, but we're still gonna need some area to have to also put a concession stand in there.
Right.
Well, when we do that, we're gonna lose the
Storage.
storage area
Right.
for the basketball league and the baseball league, so we're looking for some other way of, so that we can use for storage, and someone had come up with an idea that there might be some storage people out there who were gonna donate some type of shed or
This
something.
is like a trailer type.
Yes,
Sit-up.
it's something similar to what Gil has up there at the,
Right.
at Big Pherson's.
We used to have them all over the city at one point in time. We had a company that donated about 20 of them to us. And we used them.
Who's the soccer league over
25
at
years
Edwards
ago.
Field?
We put them up.
I mean, Lowell Youth Soccer's-
They got some over there you wanna get rid
And they
of.
started to rot and rust.
Oh, they got rid of this already.
Oh,
The
did they?
ones over
Okay.
there was, yeah. We actually have one.
Okay, we entertain a motion. Proceed with that, please.
Make a motion to approve the placement of the container at Kearney Field.
Second it.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you,
All right.
gentlemen.
We got one more thing, right?
Thank you, Sherman. That was his last thing, I believe.
That's
The
it.
Board of Parks policy book?
So, I started this.
Oh.
Yeah, this is, you can shoot down the design if you want.
Excuse
Cares
me a
about
minute,
the
I have to go see that.
It looks aesthetically pleasing to me.
Thank you.
Well done.
So the stuff that's in there right now.
You had to put the pavilion on it, huh?
Well, yeah, I know, I know. That's just like a common thing, and based off like other pictures, I didn't know what else to put, so unless you guys have any other suggestions, I don't.
For any users?
So it's not full yet, Avi.
This is, honestly, this is better than we have. Like, people ask me all the time, like, there's a website, I don't know, go look on it.
Yeah.
But
The thing, so that is blank because I don't know if Keith is gonna wanna weigh in or you guys. So like Shannon, Peter and I sat down a couple weeks ago and we were thinking like the best thing for like a payment policy right now as it is it should be before the permit date, but that causes conflict for Shannon if like we leave at noon on Fridays and then say if I have the shed pavilion booked for Saturday, but I don't pay until like Friday at 4 o'clock. I don't know to be like, hey, Shannon, this person finally paid for the custodian, so he's already sending someone out. So if they don't pay or they do pay, I'm already gone.
could we have some sort of provision you have to pay a certain amount?
Yeah, so we were thinking
Time.
2 weeks.
So we're thinking 2 weeks prior to the event,
The start date.
and then we could go in the week prior and say, hey, to that person, you haven't paid yet. Are you planning on still using that permit fee?
Yeah, so here's my only thing. So say we approve someone tonight for something Saturday, you know, obviously not being in the winter. We'll approve them, they obviously don't have, that they're not, they're within the 2 weeks.
So on something like that, it would just be, pay the permit as soon as possible prior to the event.
Right.
You know, obviously, if it's just days ahead of time,
Because
you know?
you're gonna have people that we approve that it's blocked, the fields are blocked, maybe by oversight they forget to pay it or whatever, but they're still gonna come. And if they're there, you know, you're not gonna throw 500 girls off McPherson softball field.
This is more so for the places I can control and where I'm sending the custodian, Alumni Field, Shed Park, stuff like that.
Okay.
It's not, for an open ball field,
And exactly, those are, a
When-
lot of those are gonna be free anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
this is basically so places where I would be spending money, having a custodian go there and open the place up and take care of it.
But also in general too, because of all the other issues from people not paying and things.
Right.
So I don't know if you just want to scratch the 2 week and have them pay, either right after the meeting, like that's something you guys have to
I like the idea of
decide
2
to-
weeks, and then obviously, if it's something where the meeting is within the 2 weeks of the event, then
It still takes
upon
away.
immediate, say the next day, or whatever, however you want to word it. Because we don't want to, we've obviously run into some issues with people not paying, and sometimes it's just oversight. We want to make sure that we're, technically taxpayer money, we want to make sure that we're retaining and putting in appropriate fees, so I think it makes sense.
Yeah, so that's also something too, like, we don't know if, city council wants to, like, I don't know who would submit the motion or whatever to, like, talk about either, I don't know, lowering the fees, or if there's fees that are on there that are no longer necessary, because there's some that, like, we don't really use anymore. So I don't know how up to date that is. And then just in terms of, like, the cancellation policy too, because right now it is, like, if someone books it and then they cancel and they don't say anything, they're still expected to pay for it. But, like, for example, tonight, if that girl had given us notice, there's no policy that says, like, we can just cancel it because she already booked it. So it's like, that's something that we should probably either start here and
Yeah,
then
we have to put in some sort of refund or non-refundable process.
or have it to like a certain day, like you have so many days to cancel it. But it does stink because, like, so say if someone came in today for the pavilion in June, but then come April or May, they don't end up actually using it, that's 3 months that someone else probably could have put in for it. So, like, there's no happy medium, but it's something to start thinking about so we can actually put, like, a policy in place. But they all kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, I think that there needs to be a little bit of a spruce up on the fees, because there's some fees where, like, to the Clemente Park people, the old Washington Park people down, they technically permit the volleyball courts, the handball court, all together. And if you go by the letter of the law, like the letter policy, the fee's like $300,000 or something like that. So some of those fees need to, the language needs to be either updated or fixed.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of users where, you could be, a youth, organization that's based in Lowell. Obviously, the permits are free. But then there's a lot of, like, AU programs and traveling programs that, while they have a number of youths, they do want to use the fields, and pay a fee, but when they put in the math for the permit fee, it comes out to thousands of dollars, so then they say, forget it. But then there's that, everyone tries to skirts around them. So if there was like a more appropriate fee, structure for something like that. I don't know what the answer is, but if you say, hey, listen, you're not a Lowell-based organization, you're not you're a nonprofit, or here's a fee structure, but it's going to be somewhere in between. It's either like they're saying, well, we're all resident youth, so now it's zero, or they're saying, all right, well, if I put in non-resident youth, it's $10,000, so I'm just going to skip the permit and I'm going to go around you guys.
Yeah.
So if we'd say, hey, your permit fee is $500 or something like that, we'll retain more money than before, but there needs to be some sort of reasonableness to it.
So
Well,
all
we
the,
send the fields to these organizations like yourselves.
Yeah.
Pay one fee, it's your field for the summer. If somebody wants to come in and use it, you want to charge them something, you can charge them to get you some of your money back.
all the fees need to be set by the council, so.
Right.
Until they do that, I think at least if we get this policy book in place, it'll answer a lot of questions.
But there's a section on like the fee structure, so if they say in a couple months where they change the fees, I'd have to like re-update it, but.
Well, I guess if you can put in what we have for now.
Yeah.
You can update.
But I like the idea of having a handy book for folks. It really answers.
Well, plus it helps
That's
like
what
for
folks
people on the
want, so it's
website too.
We don't
The
know.
website needs to be updated and there's only so many of us and can do it.
When I first got on this
Maps and
board-
fees and everything.
You understaffed?
When I first got on this board, the council came out with all new fees, then we started enforcing new fees. And if you still here, you remember, they all come screaming at us. And they went screaming back to the council, and they just dropped the fees.
Yeah.
So we're stuck behind the 8 ball.
They don't like it, they go to the tower.
I think there's a couple of things that I've been informed by past board members and also by city councilors. And I think I'd like to recommend that we sit down with the Board of Parks, with the Parks Subcommittee of the City Council. Because one, I'm hearing we don't have the right to waive fees. The only one that has the right to do it as the manager. This is what I'm hearing. So if we need to invite someone from the law office to be there, I think, I'll be honest with you, when I talk to city councilors, I've talked to at least 3 or 4 of them, and they ask me, what is the policy and procedures? I have none.
Yeah.
Every group I belong to, since being in the boys club and running a Keystone Club, we've always had policy and procedures. Lowell High School, student government, you had policy and procedures. I come here, you know what I had? I had to go to the conflict of interest, and that was it. Here's your board. I don't know what the rates are, no set rates, how do we waive rates? And I just think the board needs a better setup, so when we're going forward, we're not saying we're favoring this one over that one or doing this one. It makes our job tougher, because if I had my way, I'd give all the parks free, everybody free. But there's a difference when we have to pay the city for services on overtime. This lady here that come in, if she didn't pay, what is this city's legal realm as a board? Can we go after them since we had to pay someone? And how long can we do that, paying people to be there, and all of a sudden you don't show up? And then next time she comes, she has a relative come here, not her, and she still has an outstanding balance, but she has someone else come for her and gets the same fee for the park that she didn't pay for the last time. You know, I'm just using for instance, and I think we need to have, in my opinion, a set policy procedures that we know what we can and what we can't do, when we can do it and when we can't do it.
It's a very odd situation that we deal with. And nonprofits, nonprofit youth, adult, what is the percentage of adult, what is the percentage of youth? We used to give people, when they multiple users got a discount as opposed to a one-time user,
Right.
which is pretty much standard across a lot of different things. And we've had a lot of fee structures and changes going way back to Pat McCoy.
Right.
On the things, and it was like, we're trying to get something, yet we get second guessed all the time, And I was tired of getting sued, It was tough.
Policy and procedures in the city, the way I understand it, can only be approved by one body, that's the city council.
Okay.
They're the only ones that can approve. We can put it together, they have to approve it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
We want to sit
So
with
I'm
black
saying maybe
subcommittee
sitting
with
down
Rita?
before that goes forward,
something?
we can sit
Well,
down
there is
with
a parks
the subcommittee.
There is a parks.
Board of
Yeah,
the parks,
Rita's in charge.
the subcommittee, Rita Mercier and them people
Right.
who've been on that board, and we can sit down and tell them, maybe they can give us some information that we don't know. we're having some concerns, what we, as a Board of Parks, are having some concerns with, about setting up a policy. We have to set policies up, we don't know the guidelines, we're trying to set them up. What are we legal, what can we do and what can't we do? We can put a policy together all day, but they come up with some law and says, well, you don't have a right to do it because only the manager has a right to waive a fee.
Going back, that varied depending who the city manager was.
What's that?
Okay?
Right.
I think for this discussion, what
Yeah.
Haley's putting together is
Yeah.
currently what's there, so.
Okay.
So,
No,
so
then I
making it an
understand.
easier version of what's already on the books.
Right.
But you
So-
guys are the board, so like I
Right.
can put it together, but if you want to make changes or add things,
Yeah.
or if there's
I
things I
think
don't
that's a
know.
great idea.
I need
No,
to-
Haley,
You know, just like
No,
the
no, I'm
refund.
glad you brought it up, because it makes my job harder when I'm like, well, I don't have anything, but like, it's, you know, when I started too, that was the same thing. It's
Something to
so,
point to, this is it.
yeah,
Whether you like it or not, this is it.
and it just makes it easier, so then, like, Case has one about how to book special events, and then that's something else that I want to add in there, is like, so like, an amplification permit, you'd go to.
Right.
Yeah, like how to
law,
have, how to have an event.
And then for, yeah, so
You
then
need
their
alcohol
contact
license,
information.
who do you go to?
Yeah,
You
so
need
that,
it, right.
that'll all come in after, but
Some sort of
Just like
direction.
Gilmore.
there's only so much time.
No, you're fine. No, I
to put
understand.
that
Yeah,
in.
it's the
Right.
rain
It's a
out.
great idea, I mean, a lot of work.
You owe him $2,500. If he doesn't come back next year,
Yeah.
who gets that money,
Right.
you know?
There-
We
yeah.
have to put in what, like Gil brought up tonight about the refunds. If he doesn't come back next year and he loses a weekend of tournament, right, and he pays, say, $2,500 for the weekend, and like he says, do I get my money back?
Yeah, if it's rained out in the field conditions.
Right.
Cancels it.
Yeah, but the answer we gave him tonight, he says, you have to come back the fall next year. What
That's
happens if
the
he doesn't
account
come
credit.
back? If he doesn't
Yeah.
come back and we owe him $2,500, is he gonna,
$2,500 for what, Tommy?
I'm just using that for a figure for,
If we own,
if he gets a tournament washed out,
Rained out.
and we cancel the fields,
we cancel the fields.
okay, then he.
We owe him money.
Well, he should have, the
Well,
organization.
we don't give him money back.
We don't
put
get
a
money
credit on
back,
his
we give him a
account.
credit,
Right.
but
next
but if he
year.
doesn't come back the
As long as you
following
keep using
year,
it, yeah.
and nobody, you know, say that the state doesn't award any tournaments up here, will he get that $2,500?
Turn in uncollected
That's something
funds
you'd probably have to check with like the auditor and the treasurer, like I don't know the policies, because right now the way it is
Right.
you'd get the credit, and then if they're, like, we had a refund issue, that was a big.
Yeah, if he
the
never
hassles.
comes back, or like.
But that's the
the
thing, like,
organization-
can you
Right,
guys
right.
establish a
Yeah.
like,
No,
I
good
don't know
point,
the
yeah.
policies and
You
procedures,
know,
but that's something.
they should get their money
They're
back.
probably not allowed to steal
No,
Right.
Haley,
private
But you
citizens'
can
money.
ask.
no, Haley, when they send the money into the parks department, did he send the parks or they send it? He's gonna send it to the parks and you send it to the auditors?
So
The
when
treasurers?
when they pay online, it goes into like a city parks permit general fund, so it's just like a recreation doesn't have anything, we do it income as like a turn-in for parks permits,
Yeah.
but then it just goes into a general account, I don't think Shannon even.
So it doesn't go back into the parks, and that's one of the things I've asked a couple of the councilors.
Yeah.
Why can't we, the monies that are paid for the services that they use the parks, why can't it stay in the parks so that we can use to refurbish the parks and keep them going so people wanna rent them? And they said, well, we went through that years ago. and
Went
they
through
don't
that
wanna-
years ago, an
We don't wanna
enterprise
go back
fund.
there, is
Right.
what I'm
The
told.
enterprise fund, and it
Right.
got shut down because it was abused.
That's, and like I said, I spoke to some councilors, and they said, Keith, you don't wanna go there, so all I can say is the dinosaur told me that's not what you wanna do. If you wanna know who the dinosaur is, so he told me that's not where you wanna go, and that's not where you wanna go.
Who's the dinosaur?
It's called experience, Mr. Rudy.
Guys are
So-
still on TV.
No, so.
I know.
I know, but she loves it. So, Mr. Chairman, it's just that I want to know, and that is a very touchy situation to where if someone's paying $9,000 and they had to cancel a whole weekend, and now we can legally, we can only, or I don't know, legally, we can only give them credit, that doesn't make sense.
Or can you set up a cancellation policy, because right now we don't have one where it's like if
We
you
should put
cancel.
one, we should make one up.
Yeah, so
my-
like if he cancels it early enough, then you won't even need to refund him if he doesn't, like, if he knows before the start date. Like, that's the thing, they all go hand in hand, so you need
You know
to.
what,
But
just
if
do
you
it.
look, back up a minute, if the policy is, you get a credit,
Yeah.
and you know that going in,
Right,
that's
right,
what you,
okay,
that's
right.
what you're requesting under. So you're aware of that in the beginning. It's not like we're withholding it.
But I'm not sure
If
that's
they never
legal.
request it,
Right,
they have to request it back.
right,
And
okay.
there has been times when they've requested enough times that a check has been issued. It doesn't usually, because most people will take a credit because they're doing it again.
Right. Now, my hopes would be that, and I'm just gonna speak out loud, that the night we approve someone's permit, and they have a fee, 50% is paid that night. and the other 50% is paid prior to the use of the field. Once they've used the field, and we have, like I said, we have to have custodians and stuff up there that we have to pay the city, and that person, like this person, just decides to cancel, we're on the field. We're hurt.
We should have the money all up front.
If that's what you want. I'm
I
just
don't
saying
know
for
how it got-
some organizations, that might not be that easy.
How did it go to 50%? I don't remember that happening.
No, he's just
It
suggesting
used
that
to always
that
be,
could
you
be
don't
a-
get the field until you pay 100%
Yeah.
up front.
But how do we, Mr. Chairman, all due respect, how do we get down to where we're down $40,000?
What do you mean we're down 40?
Well, I mean, when the original discussion of how this come about is that we were still owed back money of almost $40,000.
Some of it was skills.
But some was guild. What I'm saying, how do we, like, even a guild?
You know, the way you'd have to go
That
through that,
long
Keith, is you have
without
to go
paying.
back and look at the individual account and find out why.
Right.
If part of it was stuff that we had issued for things to use, and the city council or thing says, you don't have to pay it,
Right.
that's not on us, that's still sitting on the books.
Right.
Do you realize how many, if you wanna look at it, City of Lowell, excise taxes are on the books, real estate taxes are on the books. Okay, that's what they should wear. Those are millions of dollars. To worry about $40,000 on these things, it's trivial, really.
But it's not 40 now, we collected more than half of that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you look and see what those old things are, because I can remember when we did the City of Lowell audit, we used to track down that, all the money that was owed for previous years. You were stunned, and then you read the names of the people, and these are people that are walking around that everybody says, oh, this is the greatest guy in the world, and he owes the city $500,000. You know?
Can we motion or adjourn?
I'll make a motion
We
to
don't want, we
adjourn.
don't want to go there, but, you know,
It is down to 15,000, just so.
Okay,
Okay.
no, listen, and, again,
I just want to give the number, once you touched
Again,
upon it, I'm like, all right.
when I'm on the board and I
Some
have
of
a
the
council
big
saying to me, how do you get to that? And I said, I have no clue.
yeah, well, here it is, and I'm sure I got a pretty good idea who they are. And if we went through, you have the breakdown here, right?
So, yeah, so
No, Haley, until we come up with some type of policy procedure, are you red flagging some of these people
Yeah.
that still letting us know as a board? Or are you just saying to them, you cannot apply until you, just so you're not even able to apply until you pay as your outstanding balance?
Yeah.
Is that basically what you're saying, Haley?
yeah, so last month, just because you weren't here too, so we said that we were just
I watched
holding
them,
them.
yeah, no,
Oh, good, all right, then, yeah, so we're telling them we can't issue you a permit until like you resolve the balance. But some people can be sneaky and will put in a new
Unless
like
someone else-
account or,
Yeah.
so like I can't keep track of all of that, but
I should go back on that one.
this goes
Somebody
back
said-
to 2017 though, before my time last year.
Listen, nobody's blaming you for all that. This is.
Oh, no, no, no,
this
no,
is-
I know,
this
but
is-
like-
This
This
is what
is
happens when you have a lack
15,000
of
for the
policy
last-
procedures.
No, 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 okay,
2017.
so
You know that.
the spike was 30,000 for 2022, but overall total from 2017 to 2022, it's now down to 15,000.
I think
So I
because
have,
one person paid his permit fee from last summer.
well, that, and then there was another, like, I think it was 9,800 that was paid,
If I
like,
look through here,
yep, so each one, it'll show you what the account is, but you won't
and
know
what the name,
specifically
who it is.
unless you, like, go on to the actual account on the
Right,
website, but
Perry
we have
and
all of
Perry,
that.
who they are,
Mhm.
and then.
Week
Yeah.
later, I rubbed the, ran into the council.
So then this also too.
You know what is really interesting? And a lot of it is people that we probably all know.
Yeah, that's who I
There
get.
used to be a case at Vespa Country
see,
Club. They all, people owed a lot of money on accounts
councils
receivable.
don't pay it.
Then they made a decision.
We shouldn't
They
have to pay.
posted monthly
That's what half the
who
problem is.
owed the money and who hadn't paid their bill. You realize that that accounts receivable thing shrank overnight? It never happened in Long.
Well, so this is
Well,
also
they-
why I
they
want a
could.
policy book, so
Yeah.
then
But
I
if
know,
you did the
like,
same thing
how to
here,
go
they
forward
do it
with
for real estate taxes
So I'm
in the
on
city of Lowell, who's outstanding. They do it for, every year it comes out, who owes back real estate taxes, it comes out. I'm not sure how often it comes out. But you could post that, and you'd be surprised how quickly it gets paid.
So there's only 1,300 for last year.
Yeah.
This is
Right.
just 2017. I just want to make sure, so
No.
anyone.
But that's something we can
But-
request to do. Let's post who owes this, see what happens.
Yep.
Right, and I'm not trying to.
I don't know if there's any like legal thing, or we'd have to ask. I don't know.
No, they owe us money, we can post it. Nothing wrong with that. And you're gonna get some people are gonna be ticked off. But you know what, if they paid the bill, they wouldn't have to worry about it.
Now, Haley, can you you tell which, on some of these outstanding balances, whether or not the city services were used rather than just rental of a park? Would you have that? Probably not.
What do you mean? So like.
Like if they use College Stadium, if they use a pavilion, they use it on weekends, we have to pay someone to come in to
Oh,
be
yeah,
there?
so the it shows
And whereas
exactly-
someone just wants to use like the, gazebo as a Delphi, they only pay that, and there's nobody there, at Muldoon's. You're just using a park, you're not paying a fee.
Yeah, so for
We
these,
have the northeast,
yep,
they still owe 1,600.
yep. But what, depends what year that was from. That's 2017. So this goes all the way back to 2017. I ran 3 reports, so.
And they're gonna say they paid.
And I think once we have the policy procedure, now the people know what's expected of them. And like you said, even on a return, whether give credit or something like that, so it makes it easier for everybody.
Yeah.
When they fully understand, this is the policy procedure, you gotta pay 50 up front, 50 by the time you use the function, or something like that. And if there's a rain out or something like that, do we give credit, or do we pay you within 30 days? We pay, I don't know, but
Wanna
there's
pay
no
it all
policy.
up front.
Yeah,
You
that's
get
why
the
we
permit,
want it.
pay it up front.
But if,
50.
But John, I'll use your argument, and I think that's great. If we can get it 100%, I'm not saying all organizations can afford it, but if we get it 100%, now how about the reimbursement? If they don't use it that day for some other reason, do we pay them 100% back? Say, here's your check back. We can't say we're gonna give credit because we're not running next year.
I don't know if they'll issue like a refunded check, like there might be some.
What is our policy? Our
Do we-
policy
well,
says
that's what we're trying to
We only
find
get
out.
credit.
Yeah.
We don't have.
And
it.
But I
and
don't know
legally,
if
I'm not
that
sure if we can
policy
do
was
that.
in place on the
Give
website.
someone credit when they gave me money for something and they didn't use it. I pay you money for a service and I didn't use the service for whatever reason. You're gonna give me credit for next year? I don't
It
need it next year.
happens. Trust me, it
Yeah.
happens.
I'm not saying it
I've
happens,
been
but is it
exposed to
legal?
how that happens.
Is it legal to do that, is my point.
If those are the criteria are up front, of course it's legal. Okay? Something gets canceled, if we don't cancel, you don't get your money back. If they decide not to show up, like she decided not to show up, she shouldn't get any of her money back.
That's correct.
Okay? Now you look here, and she's now going back, 17 is 36.50, and I just pointed one thing. The Northeast is a big part of it.
Let me pull this off.
Yeah, no, I can.
So this is just for this year alone. So we don't count, don't worry about the 9,000, but that goes hand in hand of, those are still people that owe permits for this year.
Right.
But should they pay up front, or should we hope that that balance is paid? And then this is from 2017 up until today's date, so. you can look
Did
at
you
that if
see
want.
this? You can see by year how much is owed.
Yeah, I think she sent that a couple weeks ago,
Well,
right?
this
A
is
couple
today,
months ago?
like,
Oh, this is
that's
today's?
today.
Can you send me some?
Yeah.
When you have a chance? Because you sent me some old ones, right? The original one you sent when,
Yeah, so
the
this was the
breakdown?
original one, so it was.
And then I can look at the new one, I can use the new one to show where you,
It's okay. But yeah, so it has gone down significantly, but having a policy in the future will
But it's no
hopefully.
different
Yeah.
from motor vehicle and excise and water.
now Haley, do you need this? The
Wanna
policy
see what
procedure?
the- You know what the town of Tewksbury owes
Yeah, I'll
the city
take
of
them,
Lowell
just
and
on
water?
the agenda, and then I'll email you. new
What's
ones.
that,
What the town of Tewksbury owes the city of Lowell and water?
more than drink it? No,
No,
no.
Tewksbury, yeah, go drink
No,
it
no.
too, they all owe like millions of dollars.
No, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
If I printed it any bigger, it would be like 30 pages.
Motion to adjourn.
We're
Already there.
Well, seconded and everything.
I'm tired.
We're all tired.